Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Top Rope Renegades. I'm Kurt. That's RK. If you look in the background, you can see Chelsea Green, or at this point known as Reclusa, flat on her back. Pause.
She did.
Penta Sierra Medo hit her with all the high spots
Well, he's
in
Pentagon Dark here, but same difference.
in what was a fantastic match. This was RK's choice for match of the week. We're gonna review that, get a new match of the week, go over everything from news, rumors, innuendo, all the results, Clash at the Castle reaction, and much, much more on this week's episode of Top Rope Renegades. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Top Rope Renegades. I'm Kurt. That's RK. That thing still fades out really quick, but how are we doing? And what a background we have for you this week. They're here. The Wyatt Sicks are here. We're gonna get into that and so much more. But first things first, RK, how are you doing?
Fucking, I'm fantastic, man. It's Thursday as per usual. You guys will all be watching, listening to this on Friday as per usual. Yeah, man. Wide Six, they're here. We'll break it down when we get to Raw, but
Ooh,
that is gotta hands down be one of the biggest debuts in the history of wrestling, man. I call me a mark all day long. That was one of the greatest debuts in the history of wrestling.
that was one of the most special entrances, debuts. All of it was amazing. Like I said, we'll break it down when we get to Raw. But you know what? I say before we get into the news, rumors, there is a lot of news to get to. There's a lot of stuff happening in the wrestling world. You've mentioned it. We are picking up. It is the road to SummerSlam in the WWE.
SummerSlam season, baby.
It is the road to Forbidden Door in AEW, and things are happening left and right. So much news to get into, many rumors, and all of the goodness. But first, I already hinted at it at the very start of this episode. Let's break this down real quick. We just watched your match of the week, and what a match it was to watch.
God damn.
Chelsea Green, Reclusa, and Lucha Underground taking on Penta El Zierro Medo as Penta Dark in Lucha Underground. Shout out to Lucha Underground. I miss it. It's got classics, and I think there's quite a few throwback matches that you're going to have from Lucha Underground because they put on bangers. Watching this, we were both like, "Oh my god, whoa, holy crap!" That was very dull compared to how we reacted. What did you think of this? Wow, this match.
Man, I'd read the description of this match and I heard some things about it in the past, nothing major though, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, it's an intergender match. I mean, what are they really gonna do? Well, I'm pretty sure Pentagon just don't give a fuck, and he treated her like any other opponent in his storied career, man. Those kicks, man, to her, like, goddamn, like he was trying to break her leg with those kicks, man. Those were hard, and
Ugh.
just it was a quick match. It was a 12-minute match outside of intros and whatnot. But man, you just don't expect that from Chelsea Green. And I think I said this during the match. It's just like they're not people aren't wrong when they said sometimes the WWE just kind of drops the ball on how to use their talent sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Chelsea Green, I think, given the right opportunity in the WWE, she could be a top star. I don't know. After watching this, I say fucking put the goddamn women's title on her already.
Yeah, this match was from October 10th, 2018. So this was pre. I don't know when she started dating Matt Cardona, but one of the comments I just looked at said the indie god learned everything from her from this
I
match.
mean, not wrong.
Man, one of my favorite spots. She had a beautiful Canadian destroyer on him. That looked really good, but
Oh, dude,
the
that small package pile driver on the apron from Penta to Chelsea, man.
yeah,
Holy shit. Who
uh,
does that?
check this match out. I'll link it in the description. Go check it out. What a match of the week! And this is the first of many that you're gonna have in store. Is there anything more you want to add to it? Because I'm still really lost for words after watching that. That was fantastic.
I wasn't I'm with you. I wasn't really sure what to expect. Like I I did not expect that from I expected it from Penta. I just didn't expect, like I said, he treated her just like any of his other opponents,
Mhm.
and they went hard, and it didn't feel like a 12-minute match. It felt like a 4-minute match. It felt quick and brutal and just really fucking good. Yeah, I don't really have like check this match out. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm gonna start a star rating for our match of the week, and I'm gonna
Okay,
start it right now. Except, we're gonna do it out of 28 stars because, why not, right? Stars. I mean,
let's
Dave Meltzer
let's
broke his star rating of 5 and brought out 8s, and
let's
has anybody got an 8 yet? Anyways,
let's
let's stick
do
to 10.
let's do
10?
10. I'm
10?
1 out of 10.
Okay, 10.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. But you know what I mean. Out of 10.
Because of the short length of the match,
Now let's be honest. We gotta be smart about this because we're gonna watch a lot of matches, and we
we
can't be
are.
no
I
Dave
know.
Meltzers here. All right.
No, I know. I'm gonna. It was a shorter match, so and that kind of loses points for me because those longer matches drawn out, it kind of gives a chance to see how well they can tell a story in the ring.
Mhm.
But for pure carnage and brutality of this match, really, I'd probably give this like a 7 out of 10, just because I was entertained from start to finish. I just wish it could have been a bit longer.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10 because here's why. It was short. It was entertaining, but I'm going 6.5, and I may be wrong in that. But there's so many matches we're gonna watch, and I gotta be very careful with how I rate these things.
Start off with a 10 right off the hop and be like, ah, fuck. We're gonna have to pull a Dave Meltzer and pull out a 14 out of 10 now.
So I mean, we may break the scale on some of these. We'll see. You never know, but we can't be crazy with it because
just
once you,
for just for pure entertainment. I was entertained start to finish.
yeah,
That's what we want to match. We're not breaking it down on technicalities and do we hate fucking Penta or do we like Chelsea more? No, I'm ready on this excitement, which is why we watch wrestling, is for the excitement. And I
mhm.
was excited. I was entertained. So I'm giving it a 7 on that fact alone. I was entertained.
I'll tell you what. Before we do you want to save your? We'll save it for the end, the next match of the week. So stay tuned to that. At the end of the
Yes.
episode, we will hint at what our next match of the week is, and we'll do this again next week, and we'll keep on rolling with our star ratings. Shout out to this match, the first of many matches of the week that we're going to get into. But now it's time to get into the news, the rumors, the innuendo, all of that good stuff. And there is a
I,
lot.
I'm
There is a
I'm
lot.
sorry. I don't know what happened, but the my news page just it got took over. I don't.
Everything's getting taken over. Everything's getting taken over. So yeah, we got news, we got rumor, we got innuendo. RK.
So I mean, obviously
Actually,
the big.
actually, I'm gonna stop
Oh
you.
shit! Oh
I'm gonna
shit!
stop you because I
Okay,
have to say this first.
okay, okay.
Big news coming. Rumored. It has not been confirmed yet. To the city, my city of Indianapolis, Indiana, at Lucas Oil Stadium. The rumors are started that the Royal Rumble will be held in 2025, next year, here in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium, February 1st, Saturday, February 1st. And a rumor is that this is a part of a bigger deal with the city of Indianapolis and the sports organization, that we will have SummerSlam as well as WrestleMania coming to Indianapolis. And let me tell you, RK, I am so freaking excited. I gotta go. I gotta go. Right? I can't miss out. It's in my home city. Can't miss out.
Um,
Oh
Well,
my
you're
god.
missing out on you're missing out on Raw live in
Yeah,
Indianapolis
I am
on
missing
Monday
Raw live
because he
Monday.
wants to go bowling
I
instead of going
got
to the Wyatt Sicks fuck some shit up on Monday.
hear me out. I just spent $200 on a bowling ball. And we're bowling for a championship, and I have to reclaim my title. So I am going to be bowling. And sorry, I wanted to watch Raw with you. Is that so bad that I want to watch Raw with my friend?
Well, I mean, you could FaceTime me while you're there.
Would you go to Raw instead of being here?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. But that's besides the point.
So basically, what you're saying, January 31st is a Friday. We release these on Fridays. We're having a live show January 31st from Indianapolis.
Man, if I'm not, are you coming to Indy? If you
I'm saying, though, I mean, if it's if it gets confirmed, we're doing a live show on January 31st
a live show from the Royal Rumble,
from Indianapolis, outside of
uh,
Lucas Oil Stadium. We'll just set up our little shit right there.
yeah, we'll do it all right there. You know, I
No,
I
that's
got
pretty awesome. Actually, I would highly consider going down there for Royal Rumble this year.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
Well, you
It
definitely have to go. You're right fucking there.
right, and
And then the potential for WrestleMania and SummerSlam there as well.
and by the time the deal happens, if this is true that we're getting SummerSlam and WrestleMania, SummerSlam is going to be 2 nights then too. So it's just like, whew. And here's the thing: you may not know much about Indianapolis, but those watching, if you do, if you don't, Indianapolis for some reason, when it comes to big events, always puts on a show. It's crazy. We had the Super Bowl here in 2015, I want to say.
Isn't
Uh,
that like right when the new stadium got built though?
it was fairly after, but there was always the worry that hosting a Super Bowl in Indianapolis, February, it's cold, it's snowy. We actually got blessed during the Super Bowl, and it was beautiful weather. It was a good time. We just hosted the NBA All Star Weekend, which went off without a hitch, and we had a lot of snow, but apparently the reviews were fantastic. And then we always host. I don't know if you know this, RK. The NCAA headquarters is here in Indianapolis, Indiana. So we always host the NCAA Final Four, the tournaments, every event we have. You know what's going on right now in Lucas Oil Stadium, RK?
Race car driving.
That'd be crazy though. The United States Olympic swim trials. They turned Lucas Oil Stadium into a big swimming pool.
Like how big were like? Did they just like
Hold on,
just
I'll
pour water in and waited till it got up high enough?
I'll show you a picture. Hold on. It's pretty sick. It's in Lucas Oil Stadium.
It better be making our 14 listeners wait for you to find this fucking picture.
What?
What? Nothing. I didn't say it. Did I say anything? You better be posting the picture on here and not just send it to me on Discord.
No, it's right here.
Oh shit.
Is that Lucas Oil Stadium? I can't fucking tell. Hold on. Hold on.
Dude, you're Kurt was not prepared for this. He's flying by the seat of his pants and he's currently fucking up.
That's not it. That's not it.
No.
I'm flying by the seat of my pants. There's Lucas Oil Stadium though.
Yeah, we do you know what that looks like?
We'll just view the page. Accept.
Okay, just close this
anyway.
shit down. Guys, go look for swimming at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Kurt thought he was going to show us something cool. He just
thought it was gonna be cool.
no.
But no,
Anyways.
I'm excited. Hopefully the WWE and them, it's not just a rumor. Hopefully it becomes true, and if it does, whew, I've mentioned it before. There's WrestleMania. We talked about this last week. WrestleMania, then Royal Rumble for me, then SummerSlam, then Survivor Series. I want to see a Royal Rumble live and in person. If it's in my backyard, I got to be there. So, looking forward.
So if you had the choice, let's just say you had the choice. Somebody came up to you. They announce all these shit. They come up to you. They have 3 sets of tickets. They're like, you only have one. Do you want the Royal Rumble tickets? Do you want the WrestleMania tickets? Or do you want the SummerSlam tickets?
The WrestleMania tickets.
Okay, good. I was hoping you'd say that. I just want to see if you're like that hyped about Royal Rumble or if you're like WrestleMania still.
It's There'll always be WrestleMania, but And with those tickets you offered me, it better be for night 1 and night 2. That's all I'm saying. Man, I'm gonna have to pull some strings, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. Get us in.
Press pass.
Fuck.
Press
You know,
pass.
last week this camera fucking pissed me off, and I forgot to fix it or do something about it. Anyway, sorry, it's auto zooming bullshit. Anyways, news, rumors, innuendo.
Take it away.
The big news of the week is after 3 months of hints and teasers and videos and people going missing and people getting found and shit going on
QR
and all that
codes.
crazy, we're here. Those were the only words said. That's the only words Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy had to say is we're here. And yeah, we'll get to it at Raw. The big one, you sent it to me because I didn't notice it, but the big one is they're already creating havoc outside of the show. Some crazy shit went down on the Pat McAfee show today. And yeah, they're here. They're gonna create shit for everybody, and I'm here for it because fuck Dave Meltzer. Fuck everybody who says this is dumb, this is stupid. You can't book them now because you got to make them seem like they're unbeatable and no sell everything and it's just stupid and they ran this big. No, you're here for a fucking ride and the WWE is about to take you on one of the coolest rides ever. Bo Dallas is basically the next best thing to Bray Wyatt. I mean, he's not Bray Wyatt, but I mean, he's blood. And if anybody can do justice to Bray Wyatt's story, it's going to be Bo Dallas. The matches don't have to matter. I don't care if they do make them unbeatable or if they get beat every match. Let's just have them create just cinematic storytelling here. This is just so fucking good.
I think we can get away with this, so I'm gonna do it. This is what happened on the Pat McAfee show today. Might be a little loud, RK, so I apologize.
That's fine.
Right, you're damn right I could get something if you needed. No worries.
I'm glad I didn't think about it too much.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, went right home. My goodness, what's going on over there?
What the fuck is that?
It's like what's security like around here?
If they keep doing shit like this for the run of it, you like this, and I thought it was pretty cool that I thought of this. But I said on it watching Dynamite last night, it's like, how cool would it be if the Wyatt Sicks just showed up on AEW and just started wrecking everybody?
No one's safe. No one in the professional wrestling world is safe.
Like, there's the potential here for the most craziest story in the history of wrestling.
We need them to go to TKO headquarters.
Do everything.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get shit like that. They're obviously always showing it. They showed up on the Pat McAfee. Well, they may have showed up on the Pat McAfee show. Pat might not be at Raw next week. I mean, Chad Gable's already been removed from his match next week. He's dead.
Replaced with Ilya Dragunov, which makes me wonder: is Ilya going to advance? We will see. We'll talk about that not this week, but next week.
Yeah, that because the match.
Actually, we can preview it. Do you think Ilya is going to go to the Money in the Bank ladder match?
Yes, 100%. How would you not have him in that Money in the ladder
over Braun or Bronson? Yeah.
Braun Breaker don't need it. Braun Breaker is just going to do what Braun Breaker does.
It's not Braun Breaker. It's Braun Strowman, but it's Braun Strowman, Ilya Dragunov, and Bronson Reed.
Braun.
Yeah.
Braun, not Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, yeah. Fuck, I fucked up. I'm sorry, but yeah, it is Braun Strowman, not Braun. Braun is. Remember, we said Chad Gable is looking for an opponent, and we're like, well, it's probably Braun, or the other Braun. Both Brauns are going to kill him.
Or Bronson.
Bronze. It's a lot of bronze.
And I think Braun just had a son. Bronson's son. Anyway.
LeBron?
Yeah, keep it pushing. What we got?
All right, cool. So I'm going to start this off. I think I'm going to make this a running thing every week and just start off by saying Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez fucking are idiots. Yes. But anyways, so the whole thing of Talatonga being registered as a trademark last week, and everybody's on the internet's like, that's the dumbest name ever. It's like Hikuleo's middle name is Taula, Taula. And then this is where Brian Alvarez is a fucking idiot. And did you mention the story last week on the show about him thinking that cookout was like an actual
invited to the cookout? Brian Alvarez thought that the cookout was for the NXT fans in attendance, No, he's not cultured.
No.
So carry on.
Anyways, Brian Alvarez continues to be an idiot, and he's like, well, it's also because, it has to do with how tall he is. That's why they're going with Tala Tonga. What? He's a tall guy. Let's call him Tall. Vince McMahon's not around anymore. I don't think that kind of stupid shit's happening anymore. Now Dave Meltzer's turn. He said the WWE sent Cody Rhodes to NXT because they really, really wanted to win the ratings war this week with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Good reporting there, Dave. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, man, that's fucking ridiculous. The Rock's $7 company, production company, has signed a very huge first look deal with the Walt Disney Company.
Oh, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, so they are basically first look deal to develop films for theatrical and streaming. It's a multi-year deal that is not strictly limited to filmed content. It will also give $7 a chance to collaborate across all Disney divisions. So The Rock's out there just doing what The Rock does and making shit happen for, well, basically him. I don't know. That could probably lead to, a lot of things. TKO, board of directors, basically he's going to start running Disney pretty soon. The man is The Rock. So that's cool. Kevin Nash. This one I found funny. I was laughing when I read this first time, and I think you'll have a good laugh about it. So who killed WCW?
Yes.
If you've watched it at all, you can see Kevin Nash the whole time, all his interviews, just like kind of kicking back and just like kind of grumpy about having to talk about it, and just doesn't look like he gives a shit. And he was asked about that on the Click podcast. He explained why he was like that, why he was during the recording of Who Killed WCW. And he's like, well, they weren't paying me that much, and I was stoned, and yeah, so. Seems like typical Kevin Nash fashion right there. Love the guy, just does not give a fuck. And it's all about the money with him. Always was about the money with Kevin Nash. What else do I got here? Gail Kim is apparently very much the head of talent relations in TNA and is likely to be the most respected person in the TNA locker room and also a major part of this relationship with the WWE right now. So way to go, Gail Kim, making all this crazy shit happen with like Joe Hendry, Kazarian, Jordan Grace, fucking Kurt's just on his phone not listening to me, so that's cool.
I'm listening. I'm trying to get the ratings.
The ratings for what, this week? Have they come out yet?
AEW's have not, but NXT's did.
All right, well, we'll leave that for the end of news because that's usually what it is. Next time, be a little bit more prepared before we start recording.
Well, normally I have it and it's out, but for some reason they're delaying AEW's ratings. Normally they're out by now, right?
It probably has something to do with something.
Huh.
Okay, cool. So Hangman Page, Fightful Select has mentioned that Hangman Page is expected to return to AEW by early July. His current absence has been due to personal reasons and contractual obligations. So we're getting Hangman Page back pretty soon, and he'll probably come back as a heel because, really, why
You
wouldn't
think
he?
he comes back with the Elite, or is he going to be solo dolo?
I think he comes back with the Elite. Maybe he. Oh, dude! So they're having that. When's that 5-on-5 blood match thing happening?
NXT Blood and Guts, or NXT AEW Blood and Guts is going to be taking place on June 24th. No,
that's next week.
Sorry, Wednesday. Sorry, July 24th. My bad. So
yeah.
July 24th. So yeah, he might be back for that. Yeah, he should be back for that.
I bet you he's the fifth in that. Anyways, Bad Blood debuted October 1997.
Yes.
It was the first ever and probably one of the most iconic ever Hell in a Cell matches between Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. Everybody knows that match. That match was a banger. They only created a small problem in having that match. Usually, when you have a first match of that style, you don't set the bar so fucking high that dudes now have to jump off the top of the cage and almost kill themselves to have a better match than you had the first time. So Thank you, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. We never would have got Mick Foley trying to kill himself multiple times if it wasn't for you two.
There's a fantastic interview that's out. Give it a listen. Chris Van Fleet did an interview with the Undertaker on his podcast, and it is. I didn't finish it. I was like halfway through at work. Really good interview where Undertaker talks about his scariest moments in the ring, all that stuff, like when he got the concussion against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, and that he doesn't remember anything from that match. He remembers
that's well documented.
Yeah, the well documented that he was in the hospital, and the only thing he could remember until about 4:40 in the morning was Michelle's name, his wife, and that's it. And he kept asking Michelle while he was passed out, according to her, tell me what my name is. And she's like, I can't help you cheat. And he's like, just tell me what my name is, because he didn't remember his name, his birthday, none of that. And apparently, and he said he never said it before, that as soon as he got taken in an ambulance at WrestleMania, that Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar left WrestleMania and went to the hospital to check on him.
100% they did. One, Vince McMahon and Undertaker are well known to be like they're like a father and son team. Like Vince came in and took like shot Undertaker, and yeah, whatever. We're talking about Vince McMahon. You know, he ran the company forever, so it's kind of hard to avoid his name. But nonetheless, and Brock Lesnar, you know what? I don't think he's that that giant of a prick like people. I'm sure he was concerned, genuinely concerned for Undertaker after that. Like, nobody goes out there wanting to hurt a dude. I mean, like, come on, he's not Goldberg, okay?
And then the other cool story he talked about was the Elimination Chamber match when he got caught on fire. I think I've heard the story before, but he talked about how a week before he was with Kevin Dunn and the Pyro guy and told him you need to move those back because they're really close. They didn't move them back.
Yeah.
And he said at the end and he went through the whole match, and he said basically he was like, Chris Jericho's a jerk, jokingly, because he put him in the walls of Jericho and his entire chest is burnt up, so he's just laying on the mat taking the walls. And he said he stormed to the back, and if that Pyro guy would have been back there, he'd have killed him. And he got back to Gorilla, and it was empty.
Bruce Pritchard told this story on his podcast too. It had happened a week before that pay-per-view. The similar thing happened. The Pyro guy had the flames a bit too close, and he went and told the Pyro guy, hey man, make sure, you know, those flames, they're not so close next time. And then the PLE was like a week later, or the pay-per-view at the time, or whatever. Actually, a sign on Dynamite this week said, what the fuck is a PLE? Anyways, nonetheless, he told the guy, and the next week at that Elimination Chamber, it happened again. And yeah, Bruce Pritchard's like, if that guy had been back there, Mark would have killed him. It was that bad. And needless to say, they had a different Pyro crew the following week. Yeah, the Undertaker, the first time he's like, cool, hey man, you know, try not to kill me out there, thanks. And then next week they do again, and it was not good.
Did you, before you do your next one, because I literally, you're gonna laugh at this. Did you have anything about Sami Zayn at all in your news?
I don't know. I literally have not gone through my news sources yet, so I'm going through them live.
Sami Zayn tweeted, "Oopsie." He was doing an interview with Sportsnet, and he said they were talking about what happened with the Wyatt Sicks, and he said, "So maybe 5 or 10 minutes before all that went down on Monday Night Raw, I had no clue. I left the arena, didn't look at the results, what happened, or anything. Then I go to my hotel room, I tweet out the pre-sale code for my comedy show, and all the replies from the fans are, 'Hey man, your coworkers have been killed. What are you doing tweeting about that comedy show?'" And Sammy said, "Oopsie."
Yeah, you know, this was probably one of those things where a lot of the talent weren't informed of what was going to happen.
I don't know about that.
I would assume to a certain, like, they do this in the, like, it's like they want to be generally shocked by some of this shit too. Like,
right.
Nonetheless, I mean, all these like the Jey Uso after talking to Kathy Kelly moment, all these little moments have just been fun. Like, have you seen that girl? You got to get out of here, Kathy.
Right. I don't want no smoke with them. Yeet. What'd you get?
Anyways, back to the bad blood, how we got on this Undertaker shit, and then on to the Wyatt Sicks, because Wyatt Sicks is going to take over everything this week. It's not even a joke. They are taking it over. But Bad Blood is being talked about coming back this October. as a pay-per-view because they don't have an October pay-per-view usually. So
I'm with it. I'm totally with it. And
with all the shit going down now, a Bad Blood pay-per-view just might work.
is this selfish of me to want Bad Blood to incorporate War Games and Survivor Series go back to how it used to be?
We talked about this on the show, off the show, whatever. I think Survivor Series should be the traditional Survivor Series with the tag matches and shit.
Yeah, I agree.
The SmackDown versus Raw or the original Bloodline versus the new Bloodline or whatever. Or Pat McAfee is now dead too. He has joined Chad Gable.
Matthew McAfee,
Wherever
1887 to 2024. Anyway, sorry. It just this stuff's amazing, man. This is good stuff.
It's good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. Enjoy it. Dave Meltzer, I don't think he physically knows how to have fun anymore in life because he just wants to bitch about everything. Sit back and enjoy the ride the WWE is about to take you on. Joe Hendry, we'll get to that. That's not really big. Everyone knows what happened because it happened on the show. We'll talk about that. Dave Meltzer, blah blah blah. Oh, the MJF Roosh match that happened on Dynamite this weekend. We'll get to that, but nonetheless, it was supposed to originally be done at the Forbidden Door, but CMLL, there was some politics going on in CMLL and between AEW, and CMLL did not want Roosh on Forbidden Door, or AEW wanting. Anyways, yeah. And also, Commander is definitely banned from Forbidden Door as well, according to CMLL and Wrestling Observer and all that shit. So apparently there's some shit going down. And this comes back to the contract involving CMLL is if CMLL members are on the show, AEW's Latino factions can't be on the show, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sure it's all coming down to that. They're having some kind of feud. AEW is doing all things wrong right now, so they're not doing themselves any favors here. Anyways, that's why we had an uninterrupted, totally unnecessary, piss me off kind of match between Rush and MJF on Dynamite.
Yeah, I did not like any second of that match. We'll get to it, but I hated. Let's just be honest. I hated everything about Dynamite, and I'm gonna sound like you when I bury the fuck out of it because that episode really pissed me off. And the marks on Twitter are happy with it. They're saying, "Yeah, they progressed storylines. That's not what you wanted." Blah 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 blah. No, it sucked.
You're not progressing storylines. You're just making weird, stupid shit happen, and weird matches. And we'll get into it on Dynamite. This is what, like, for me, and now you this week, thank God you're finally on board, but for me, this is like the 5th week in a row that Dynamite has just blown chunks. So, I don't know. We might just have to, just go back to covering just WWE here because AEW is about to just fucking run themselves into the ground at this rate.
Give me my Wednesdays back. We'll watch it in our free time.
Nice. Maybe we can finally catch up on some New Japan shit because they still got it.
Yeah, we'll switch to New Japan stuff instead of AEW.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, we do got G1 coming up, and that's
a lot.
The blocks are getting released, and there's some big fucking names wrestling, and it's going to be fucking wild.
100%.
Oh, what do I got? I'm reading these live. Sorry, I was not fully prepared today. It's been a crazy week at work, but Becky Lynch is definitely still hasn't signed a new contract with WWE and technically a free agent right now. I mean, I don't know why people keep reporting. She's not going anywhere but WWE.
Right.
She ain't showing up on Dynamite, people. It's not fucking happening. Boring. Jeff and Matt Hardy, they are doing TNA shows now and stuff. They both don't have contracts, though. They're just showing up and getting paid for their appearances. That's all they're doing. So they are still technically free agents. And do we get one last Hardy Boys in the WWE tag match? A final farewell? Maybe,
Yeah.
I think we do. I think we have to. You were going to say something as I continue to look for more news this
something
week.
That's pretty big.
Yo, what's up?
I don't know if you've seen this yet. So I feel like you may have, or you would have mentioned it. This is from our good friend Conrad Thompson
Oh, Conrad, what do you got for us, buddy?
from his episode with JR, Grilling JR.
Dude, I'm still trying to catch up on something to wrestle with. I got to then catch up on 83 weeks, and then I got to catch up on Grilling JR.
I will save the name until the end.
All right.
This is according to Conrad Thompson. Blank has reached out to AEW talent to discuss the idea of joining.
I'd
the
also
company.
just like to footnote that Conrad Thompson would not lie. That man is a goddamn saint.
Well, wait till you hear the name. It's going to make you go, what the fuck? So he says that Blank has reached out to AEW talent to discuss the idea of joining the company. There was a friend of ours. This is quoted from him. This is from Conrad, sorry. There was a friend of ours. He went out of his way to text me. Hey, this isn't as crazy as you think. I know for sure that Blank has reached out to wrestlers on the AEW roster to hypothetically discuss the idea of him joining. Can you guess the name?
If you say Becky Lynch, I swear to God.
Nope. It's a male.
Okay. He wants to join AEW?
He has reached out to wrestlers on the AEW roster to discuss the idea of hypothetically joining.
Is he currently signed with WWE?
I don't know. But he is a prominent name in WWE history.
Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon.
Yeah, I did read about this very briefly. I thought it was a joke, so I kind of skipped right past it. But if Conrad's reporting on it,
yeah,
I'm now intrigued. I'm now fucking intrigued because that dog. Oh my God. That might be the bridge between WWE and AEW.
Either the bridge or this is the biggest
or
fuck
this
you.
or this sets off the actual fucking pro wrestling war between the two companies.
That will be the biggest fuck you to his old man of all time.
God damn, Shane is a bitter dude, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. So that's what I had. And if I got a couple things while you see if you find anything juicy. Hopefully I don't steal one. It's been officially announced that the NXT start date for the CW in the United States will start on October 1st on the CW network, moving from the USA network in the United States.
Nice.
So that's happening. And then NXT has drawn its best rating of the year.
Bigger than last year's? Or last week's?
Of this year. The show has averaged 724,000 viewers and scored a 0.26 rating among 18 to 49. That is slightly up from last week's 718K. This is NXT's highest demo rating of 2024. I have not seen AEW's yet.
I wonder if like Tony Khan paid off whoever gives out those ratings to not release their number.
Well, there was a bullshit. Where is it, man?
Anyways, while you're looking for that, we all know that AJ Styles is fighting Marufuji at Noah Destination 2024. It is now believed that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows will also be there.
Where at the show with AJ?
At the Noah match.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is what it was. WrestleNomics put out fake numbers. They normally report pretty well on things. Fake numbers from that NXT episode. They had it as 586,000 viewers and a 0.21 rating.
Say all that again? Sorry, I was reading something.
WrestleNomics reported terrible numbers earlier today before fixing them to what I read off for NXT's ratings. They were originally had it as 586,000 viewers and a 0.21 demo
for NXT.
For NXT,
that sounds like Tony can't. That sounds like Tony Khan planted those numbers.
And so,
I mean, if AEW can claim that Triple H plants fucking numbers,
so yeah, it's all. I have no idea.
So, all sources within the WWE have said that the Wyatt Sicks debut is exactly what they hoped for. High praise. Everybody loved it, except for Dave Meltzer because he's just a cranky old man. It was exactly what they wanted. All the talent loved it. it couldn't have gone better. It also says Fightful Select has said that the Wyatt Group will have impact on multiple storylines and be involved in various programs. I mean, you said it, I said it. They're there to just make them create fucking havoc with everything.
Yes.
Just do it. Just make them just this. I'll reiterate what I've read by a few people, and I agree with them. Don't bring them back as a supernatural, can't get beat type character. Bring them back like Wyatt originally started the Wyatt Group, as a cult, as a following, as just, deranged people. Like, bring them back as that. Don't bring them back as supernatural. And then, they can lose matches and shit, but they still create fucking shit left and right everywhere they go. I mean, I'm here for it. Basically, the big theme of this whole show is we're going to be talking about the Wyatt Sick a lot. So,
yeah, I got a
deal
couple
with
Wyatt
it.
Sicks things. PW Insider confirmed that all of the victims of the Wyatt Sicks beyond Chad Gable were all talents brought in as extras for WWE for that segment. And then
I just was reading that. Literally just reading that.
and apparently Corey Graves cried during the debut of them.
Corey Graves?
Mm-hmm. He said that on Over the Top.
I mean, I got emotional, man, because all you can think about is Bray Wyatt would be loving this shit, man.
Corey Graves said he cried and thinks it couldn't have been done any better. Beautiful.
That's, yeah. Fightful Select on the Wyatt Sicks. All their attacks were calculated, planned, and designed for specific reasons. So everything is meaning something. That's what WWE does. Everything means something. WWE will be not mentioning the group's name on television, social media, or its website. They will be kind of keeping it, mysterious. I like it.
But haven't they already mentioned them?
Well,
On
sort
social?
of, but nobody's like, the Wyatt Sicks are here, but
like they post their shirts and everything.
Well, yeah, of course, it's still a fucking company to them, but they're saying that there won't be moving forward. That, anyways, nonetheless, see where that goes. Again, rumors, news, and innuendo. I mean, I'm just reading what Fightful says, and Fightful does actually is a bit of a dirt sheet, so I mean that's fair. Joe Hendry is expecting to make more appearances on NXT. Duh, he had his. Oh, I've sent you this. His views on social media for his appearance on NXT has eclipsed Okada, Will Ospreay, Mercedes Moné's debuts combined.
It is the second most viewed video.
It has
in
more
WWE
views than the Wyatt's. It has more views than the Wyatt Sicks debut.
It's the second most behind a WrestleMania XL video.
So I mean, I believe in Joe Hendry. Oh man. Apparently afterwards, after he got eliminated, he went back, got pissed off at Shawn Michaels, saying, "What the hell's going on? I'm gonna show up wherever I want, whenever I want. I will. You don't even know where I'm gonna be." And then, as he was walking away, Shawn Michaels is like, "I believe." So, let's go. Yeah, TNA NXT's crossover is far from over, according to Corey Brennan with Fightful. So, I mean, it's working out well so far. I can't. They're not going to stop. WWE is reaching out. I also heard earlier this week that WWE has reached out to the Mexico wrestling companies, and they're looking for a partnership with one of the lucha companies down in Mexico. They want to create they're trying to create partnerships everywhere right now, and I love to see it. Waiting for the day it's AEW and WWE Forbidden Door. That's the real Forbidden Door. And as Tony Storm would say, the Forbidden Door is wide open. Her words, not mine. Just saying. Watch the product. It's fun.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think it'll happen.
No. It's one of those things that you need the competition there, though, because it makes each company better. Well, it's making WWE a lot better. It's kind of, making AEW worse somehow. I don't explain that one. Nope, that's boring. That's boring. That's also boring. I think that's all I got. That is all I got. That is what I got this week. Actually, no, it's not true. I have one more thing. It's saved on my phone because I saw it. Jinder Mahal.
Oh fuck.
Jinder Mahal. He was called out on X, Twitter, for supporting the Canadian cricket team over the India cricket team,
It's
and
Canadian.
somebody called him a hypocrite, and he's like going, dude, I support both teams. I support the growth of the sport and good competition. The dude's fucking Canadian. Like, how stupid are fucking people? But anyways, yeah. So, Jinder Mahal's a cricket fan, and he's also Canadian.
He's
What else?
He's Canadian. Jesus Christ.
I know. It's crazy. That's all I got. I really wasn't prepared for this. I'm sorry, but I don't really care. We're just here to talk and have a good time, and hopefully people want to watch us talk and have a good time. Internet's weird, man. Oh, Karrion Kross. This is the kind of shit I need from Karrion Kross more often because I love him when he does shit like that. I hope he's talking about the Wyatt Sicks attack. I hope this doesn't come off as insensitive, but I'm really happy about everything that happened yesterday. It's important to welcome strangers without preconceived notions and accept them for who they are authentically. Have a lovely day.
Thanks, guys.
I know I went into the Chris Jarrett. It's hard to not go into the Chris. Thanks, guys. Man, that little tweet from Karrion Kross kind of like that's hilarious. It's like, remember to accept everybody for who they are. Thank you.
I think one of the favorite things you sent me was the massacre happens backstage, and then the fan took a picture with all the Wyatt Sicks at a Whataburger afterwards. That's great. That's great.
Man, being that you're just I'm just going in for a burger, and you just look over and be like, didn't you guys just kill a whole bunch of motherfuckers?
Yeah. What do you do after you massacre people?
Have a Whataburger.
Go to Whataburger.
Actually, did I send you anything else this week? I'm always sending this guy shit. I'm at work, should be working, but I work for myself, so go fuck yourself.
Here you go.
I send this guy shit all week long. Yeah, it's so great. And
What do they do?
You know,
Get a burger.
Nikki Cross. You can tell that's legit too, because look at her arm though. She's still got the fucking like paint shit from her. Like that shit ain't Photoshop.
Also, shout out to Whataburger. I love Whataburger.
Vince Russo be, bro. What are you doing, bro? You
Get
guys were
fed,
just in the fucking rain killing shit, bro. Anyways, yeah, that's fun shit. What else? I got one more thing, I think.
I think I brought this up before. Speaking of Vince Russo, I always forget. He follows me on Twitter.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, I always forget that.
It's gonna be crazy when WCW Who Killed WCW episode 4 comes out and it's all known. Actually, the third episode was burying Vince Russo. The whole episode was great. Eric Bischoff wanted to kill that motherfucker. Oh, yeah. So 94.2% chance that Brooks Jensen has been terrorizing the NXT shit. And I was really pissing off fucking
Brother,
Kurt on Tuesday
I'm
while
not
watching
talking
NXT.
about
I'm just like, I don't know if that's Brooks, man. I don't know. And he legit almost lost his shit over that. I don't know why. He seems to love Brooks Jensen for some
I
reason.
don't.
But
You just
I refuse to believe it's Brooks Jensen. But we were having a legit conversation. Is he said on Twitter that he's done June 21st, tomorrow. And if this is all work, June 21st is not significant for anything unless he shows up on SmackDown. But I don't know, man. If this is legit and he's actually like, but then they wouldn't do what you said, the cops in the background making sure you saw him getting arrested, talking to the Briscoe kid. Not the Briscoe kid. What's his name? The native dude. Isn't he the son of a Briscoe?
Oh, he's related to the Briscoe. Yeah.
Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah, it's Eddie. You threw me off when you're like the Briscoe kid. I'm like, huh?
He's like,
Eddie Thorpe.
I don't know, he's the nephew or the son of Briscoe. Anyways.
I have a.
So yeah, it's got to be a work, but it might be a shoot, but I don't know because there's nothing happening more than a SmackDown, and we all know Drew is going to screw CM Punk over at SmackDown.
So Liv Morgan posted these
Yeah, I saw this.
pictures. Thinking
Yeah.
of you,
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Dom retweeted
What did he reply?
it. He retweeted it.
He retweeted it.
Yeah,
What
he
are you
retweeted
doing,
it.
Dom?
Yeah, Dom retweeted it. He's he's wilding. That's all I know. He is wild. Yeah. So I got no more news.
It won't be the first. It won't be the first real life marriage broken up by a WWE storyline.
You're right. You are right. So yeah, that's all I got for the news. I don't have anything else. You got anything? Are we good? You done? We wrapping news?
No, man. I mean, I could ramble on for another 30
you're
minutes about
You're
nothing.
right.
You and I are really good at that. Hey, man, I'm going to bed. 4 hours later, it's like,
That's
what
the
fuck did we just talk
whole
about the last four?
reason we started this. Is like, why are we just
That's
not
true.
doing this?
I don't know.
Before we get to
Oh shit! You can see
SmackDown,
my food in the background. Take me away.
hold on, I got you. How do I get out of here? Get him out of here! Get him out of here!
You just removed me from the stream. Jesus Christ!
I couldn't hide your camera.
You're a right dick.
Before we get into SmackDown, that took place on Friday, June 14th. A TNA live event happened on the same night. And there's nothing to get into with it. The only thing I wanted to touch on was this was Jordan Grace's open challenge, and it was answered by
Natalia.
Tatum Paxley.
No, you said Natalia. You said Natalia showing up, and he's gonna beat Jordan Grace.
Play it back because I definitely said if Jordan Grace beat Roxanne, which you said Jordan Grace is definitely beating Roxanne. There's no way that she's not gonna beat Roxanne. And then Roxanne won, and I said, watch out, Roxanne's gonna win probably.
Well, Roxanne didn't so much as win as cheated to win. So,
how did she cheat to win?
Tatum Paxley.
That was more or less a clean win for her.
Was it?
Jordan had a chance to put her away with the finisher. She reversed it. Anyway, Tatum Paxley. There was another crossover. Tatum Paxley to TNA to challenge and lose for against Jordan Grace but that's stupid. She should have won. How are you going to put over a superstar on another? You can't.
I'm wearing a shirt that has a bear playing bass. Anyways,
that's random. But yeah. Anyway, boom. Who's that in the background?
Fucking. I told you they're taking over, man. I can't do anything about it. They took it over.
It's Joe Gacy. Let's talk about SmackDown. Let's get into it. June.
Yes, SmackDown.
14th.
Again, WWE's putting on banger shows every week. They haven't had a bad show really in a while. And I think what they posted, was this during Raw or during SmackDown where they posted their sellouts for this week? This year.
It was during Raw. It was during Raw. It was like 30 stadium and all that. They're on fire. But
they've slowed down and done nothing since WrestleMania, guys.
Everything slows down after WrestleMania, and then you got to reset and lock in. Anyway, SmackDown from June 14th, 2024. Of course, we get the usual Wade Barrett, Corey Graves welcoming us to the show.
Gonna talk for a bit. I'll be right back.
The first match of the night was Naomi taking on Chelsea Green. Can we talk about Def Rebel real quick? They're ruining shit.
You talk about Def Rebel. You do not skip past Chelsea and whoever she fought. I can't remember.
Naomi. I'm over listening to Def Rebel. Def Rebel's theme songs are terrible. This is my personal opinion. If you like Def Rebel, then cool. Your opinion is your opinion. They're ruining theme songs. The fact that they added the Chelsea Green at the start of her theme song is stupid. I hate every second of it. In the comments, if you're watching this, comment under below what you think the worst Def Rebel theme song is. They did the DIY one.
Dog. If you, at least I can say this. I can say this. I know how to spell Naomi now. N.
Yeah. And then the New Catch Republic at the very start. New Catch, like what? We know who the team is. That's what the announcers are for. That's what the Tron is for. They'll tell you who it is. We don't need reassurance.
None of those really pissed me off that bad. They did a little bit, but the one that really pissed me off, and I'm like, okay, I'm all with Def Rebel sucking balls. Ethan Page's fucking ego.
Yep. No, that's
ego.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Like, fuck off.
Anyway, Def Rebel sucks. First match of the night did not really suck. It was Naomi with Bayley taking on Chelsea Green with Piper Niven. Naomi is going to pick up the win here with a roll up on Chelsea Green. they put together a decent little match here. And after watching, as we spoke about, the match of the week was Chelsea Green taking on Penta. You said it your best. They are underutilizing Chelsea Green because she can go. But I think it's just her character to not go like she did, obviously, as Reclusa. What do you think of the opening match of SmackDown?
Chelsea Green's everywhere, like quite literally everywhere for the last 2.5 months.
Yeah.
She's on every show. She's on Raw. She's on NXT. She's on SmackDown. I love it. I love seeing Chelsea Green.
Well, she's got to make the money since Matt Cardona's hurt and he can't make money for the family. So she's got to go.
That is exactly why that happened. Man, I'm all messed up. My notes are gone. I'm trying to figure shit out here. It was a good match. It was fun. I'm here like Chelsea Green. After watching that, I mean, even before that, I've always liked Chelsea Green. She's fun. She's like comedic relief, but she can actually go in the ring too. So I say they should just definitely, give her a little bit more. Give her a little bit more.
Just a little bit.
Or a lot. A whole bunch.
All of it. Put the title on her. Screw it. Let's do it. I, for some reason, have lost my
notes just disappeared. They're just gone. So I just had to find where I get my notes from. But anyways,
lost my notes.
We didn't watch it. I swear to you. But this was like a week ago, and we watch a lot of wrestling and shit. We forget about stuff sometimes.
I found it. We're good. So yeah, Naomi, Chelsea Green, pretty good match there. We get Baron Corbin on SmackDown talking to General Manager Nick Aldis before Legado del Fantasma interrupts him, leading to Aldis telling Corbin they would pick up their conversation later. Escobar demanding a match with Apollo Crews for later in the night after he injured him the week prior.
Dude, you know what we're about to get? We're about to get an Apollo Crews Baron Corbin tag team.
It could work. Apollo Crews is very underrated in the ring, and we see this later in the
He is. I mean, he is, and WWE did this to themselves. They buried him when they made him a Nigerian prince. Like, good job, Vince.
And it's funny because you're still
don't look at me. Don't look at me that way. And also, apparently, Vince's in wrestling just suck at writing shit. That's not true. Vince McMahon did a lot for wrestling, but he's a dipshit.
Vince Russo. Anyway, I wasn't gonna say anything. Bianca Belair.
You're gonna say that Vince Russo wrote some of the greatest storylines in the history of wrestling?
No. We get a vignette from Bianca and Jade Cargill where they say we will retain our titles at Clash at the Castle. Up next, we get the WWE Tag Team Champions A-Town Down Under hosting an episode of the Grayson Waller Effect with special guest DIY. DIY arrive, they throw some furniture around, start playing some mind games to create some tension with A-Town Down Under to split the team. You made a face.
I forgot about this. I hope I didn't fucking lose it. Oh my god. You were gone for so long and I was going to show it to you and then you were gone for like 40 fucking minutes.
You talking about Grayson's video?
No, I'm talking about
Tommaso going for the RKO. Going for the RKO on Randy Orton. He completely misses. Yeah, I saw that. Anyway, they're trying to cut the
RKO out of nowhere. No.
He just completely missed. A-Town Down Under.
Stupid.
They challenge him to a match for the tag titles, which Waller rejects, of course. Gargano tries to talk some sense in Austin Theory and told him that Waller's using him. Waller didn't let the sentence finish. He attacks Gargano. Ciampa and Gargano lay out Waller in Theory. And basically, Waller uses Theory as another shield again, as he did the week prior, to take the shots from DIY. And it is reported from Grayson Waller in a video today saying that Austin Theory won't be at SmackDown. He has to get his teeth fixed because of what DIY did to him. So there's that. What do you think? This is kind of leading to Austin Theory becoming a face, and I don't know how I feel.
Yes, that's what they're doing with it. It's typical tag team 101. Eventually, the team's got to split. One becomes a face, one becomes a heel. In the end, Grayson Waller is a heel. He is kind of old school in getting heel heat. He likes to do it the old-fashioned way, and I love calling out I love old school heel tactics. It's some of the funnest shit in wrestling when they call up the crowd and stuff. And that shit that he did over in Australia about wanting to kill the report or attack the reporter because he's being a douchebag. That's just old school heel shit, man. I love it. But Austin Theory as a face, I don't know if that's going to work because I think from day one, because of his involvement of being Vince McMahon's
It's hard.
golden child,
It's hard.
it puts a very bad label on you right off the hop.
I agree with that. We got Kevin Owens, who's backstage with the Pride, who told Owens they will have his back in tonight's match against Solo Sikoa. We'll get into that in a bit. Santos Escobar will be taking on Apollo Crews in the next match, which Santos will pick up the win with another roll-up. I know you love the roll-ups. Picks up the win over the roll-up. Baron Corbin had came out to help even the odds for Apollo, but Legado del Fantasma ended up getting the upper hand because of Elektra Lopez, not Angel Garza or Berto Carrillo. So I think you're right. I think Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin tag team coming soon. And it worked really well for Baron Corbin in NXT with Braun Breaker. I'm not putting Apollo Crews on the same level as Braun Breaker, but maybe Baron Corbin has a niche for getting these guys and having good tag team matches.
So this was a good match. I mean, it wasn't the match of the century by any means, but it was a good match. Apollo Crews can go. Santos can go. The big thing here was setting up the Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin eventual team up. That's what this match was all about. Storytelling within a match.
For some reason, and I think they only did this because they were in Scotland, we get a shots of Andrade El Idolo, Cedric Alexander, Ashanti the Adonis, and Pretty Deadly get shown to the crowd sitting ringside, which I kind of made me laugh, but
you know what made me laugh? Who the fuck was it? It was Wade, wasn't it? It was Wade Barrett said Wade. Cedric, this kid's going places.
Cedric Alexander's been along for a while. He's been around for a while.
Oh God, Wade was fired up this weekend.
Yes, Wade. We'll get to that at Clash of the Castle for the main event. That was pretty. He was, and he was the post show afterwards. So we will talk about that, of course, here in just a bit.
Somebody's still bitter about the Nexus thing.
Yeah, no shit. Up next was one of the, in my opinion, the highlight. It wasn't a match; it was a promo between the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. Cody comes out first and says he believed AJ would retire, but he had to pull some Mark Henry shit. And he was starting to look like the guy that overstays his welcome. The OC and of course the OC, meaning AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, they're back. Appear, interrupt, and said that he was surprised and that Cody was all worked up about the fake retirement. Cody responded by telling him to get in the ring and face me like a man. AJ does. The OC back away. And Styles said he and Rhodes were nothing alike. While Styles moved up the ladder for 9 years before joining WWE, that was different from Cody Rhodes, who quit New Japan Pro Wrestling, quit TNA, quit Ring of Honor, and then went with his buddies, created a place, and quit that too. Before I carry on, I thought this was a damn good line from AJ Styles.
Man, AJ was spitting truth, man. When the tough gets going, Cody gets going.
Yep,
or something like that.
Cody corrects AJ and says that he never walked away from his previous companies. He never quit unless there was something greater to achieve, and he was right. Styles said he knew the gravity of the match and how tough Cody was as a competitor, pointing out his match in Hell in a Cell. However, AJ said he would do anything he could to regain the WWE title. This was just really good back and forth promo. Hyped up the match.
I liked what Cody had to say when he's like, you know what? Yes, I did leave. I always left chasing something bigger. He's not wrong. Every time he left, he was chasing something bigger. He left WWE, chased something bigger in the Indies, became a star. Went from the Indies to New Japan, became the leader of Bullet Club. Left Bullet Club, created a company, AEW. Left AEW to go win the WWE Championship. Every time he's jumped, he's done something bigger than he previously had done in his career. So Cody's not wrong in that. He always left for something bigger, something better. He bet on himself. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Cody Rhodes got another tattoo on an ankle that says, I'm betting on myself some stupid WWE, MJF type tattoo. I feel like MJF's tattoo on his ankle is like the answer to Cody Rhodes' tattoo on his neck. He's like, MJ, I can do it too.
Cody's is way better, even though I was totally against it when Cody got it the first time. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Cody?
That's a job killer.
Yeah, well, good thing he's a professional wrestler and you can get away with it. Just know when he retires, I hope he doesn't plan on working anywhere else. I think Cody's going to be set for life. Up next, Kathy
I
Kelly.
think Cody's good.
Kathy Kelly is interviewing the Pride, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, and B-Fab. No update on Bobby Lashley in a while, by the way. I haven't seen one, and you haven't reported one in the news, so maybe something to look into for next week. We'll see. Or he just shows up on SmackDown tomorrow, and we're both like, oh, there he is. But the Pride were attacked by Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Army of producers attempt to pull the bloodline away before Kevin Owens appears, therefore symbolizing that KO is not going to have any backup in his match against Solo Sikoa. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark cut a promo where they promised to win the WWE Women's Tag titles at Clash at the Castle. Next match of the night was Nia Jax taking on Mi Chin. She's going to get the win with her bonsai drop in the corner. She gets the win via help from Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton threw water at Mia Yim, causing a distraction that allowed Nia to regain control of the match and then ended up hitting the bonsai drop on her for the win. 1, 2, 3. Nia Jax continuously being booked as just the powerhouse that she is.
You notice how the water spot, Nia Jax stayed the fuck away from it happening?
Yeah, she knew.
Because
and she fell 3 times. And her and Tiffany I think there's some brewing there with her and Tiffany, the queen of the ring.
Hey, how about this though? Michin getting love everywhere, except she's getting beat on the main roster and winning down on the. But also,
she is taking a point.
She's putting talent over right now. She's doing the veteran move right now, and bravo, Michin, because you look great every time doing it.
We up next get I really love this segment. The Logan Paul arriving home at his house in Puerto Rico, discovering that LA Knight was in the pool. Of course, Logan kicks him out, and LA Knight says, "I'll see you next week in Chicago." This was a really funny segment. He comes in, one of the house people was like, "Hey, Logan, your buddy from LA's here," and he's like, "LA, my boy from LA? What do you mean?" Walks to the pool. LA Knight is in the pool, just saying, "Hey man, how's it going? Hey, what's your rules on peeing in the pool? Because I got to go." And then they kick him out, and LA Knight drops the Aladdin line where I'm gonna take you on a ride. And LA Knight says, "He really showed up to my house with his punchlines and all. Ain't that some shit?" This was just funny segment building this. People have been ripping Logan Paul on the internet, and it's valid. It is valid to an extent.
Is it? It's probably mostly Japanese people, though, right?
No, don't do that. No, it's
what
people.
It happened. It's something that happened, and he's still not allowed in the country. What do you want me to do about
it? His United States title run has been kind of bleh.
Get the fuck out of here. It's been fun. Everything that Logan has done right now has been fun. I don't care if he holds on the title for another 5 years. If he keeps doing this shit, it's a mid-card title. Who really gives a fuck about it anyways?
That's fair, but let's I'm gonna play devil's advocate. The United States title has not been relevant in a very long time. In my opinion, it's not relevant right now. The last time in my eyes it was relevant was when Kevin Owens, I think, had it. And Chris Jericho.
That's
maybe
when I wasn't watching it. The only time I thought the United States title was relevant was when John Cena held it.
Yeah.
Did he not start the thing of I'm going to defend this all
open
the fucking
challenge,
time?
Open challenge every week. Yeah, that was the thing. So that happened. We get a Carmelo Hayes promo from the OVO Hydro and a sweet shit talks LA Knight, and then announces.
Back this the fuck up for a second. How fucking cool is that arena?
Oh yeah, the OVO Hydro. Loud, man. Once again, we'll say it in North
that
America.
Looks like it's out. You guys remember that old 80s movie, The Navigator or whatever, where the kid's like in a space, probably way before your time. Great movie. Yes. But anyways, that arena reminds me of the ship from The Navigator. Anyways, continue. Great movie. Check it out if you like sci-fi shit.
Yes.
Kind of like War Games, like, Matthew Broderick and Ali Sheedy, was it? I can't remember.
Carmelo Hayes calling
Never
his
Ending
shot.
Story as well would be in on that. I'm going to shut up.
Carmelo Hayes calling his shot to win the 2024 Money in the Bank, and he is competing as we record on SmackDown on Friday, June 21st. His match is Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton, and Tama Tonga competing for a spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So that match,
It's got to be Carmelo that wins that match, right?
you would think so, right?
Like the ladder. Again, you kind of need. I guess we're looking at it putting over the younger talent, but we got to also realize, like, they got to realize that it's got to be a guy that can respectfully challenge for the main title right off the hop.
Tama and Randy don't need to be in that match. That's all I'll say about it. That's all I got about it. What we got? Nick Aldis informing the Bloodline that the God, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, were banned from ringside. Heyman told Solo to be wary because if he lost tonight, this is Paul Heyman, told Solo to be wary. If he lost tonight, he would lose his head of the table to God. Solo responded by saying that if they lost tonight, I'm coming after you. Paul Heyman, of course, selling and being just absolutely terrified by those statements. Jackie Redmond interviews the Unholy Union, Alba Fire, and Isla Dawn on the ramp where they promise to win the WWE Women's Tag Titles on their home turf at Clash at the Castle. Main event, Solo Sikoa taking on Kevin Owens. Solo Sikoa does pick up the win, and he wakes up the win with the help of Paul Heyman, even though Paul Heyman didn't want to, but he had to save his own life.
He almost totally fucked up helping him though.
Yeah, he almost missed. He put Solo's leg on the rope to cause the ref to stop the count. Solo ends up picking up the win with a Samoan spike. Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga attacked Kevin after the match, but Randy Orton made his return, makes the save, series of jabs on Tonga Loa before spiking Tama Tonga with a vicious backdrop driver on the barricade. Get the draping DDT spot on Solo Sikoa, and then Tonga Loa eats an RKO perfectly, by the way. Great job by Tonga Loa on that RKO. Orton and Owens stand tall to end the broadcast. That is SmackDown from the OVO Hydro Center in Scotland. What do you think of the go-home show of SmackDown before Clash at the Castle?
I mean, you can never really expect too much out of a show right before the PLE.
You're not going to do anything crazy.
No. But every time I watch Kevin Owens, I still can't get over, like, every single one of his moves is basically an old school finisher.
Yes.
Like, super kick, sweet chin music. It's just one of his moves. Stunner. Just one of his moves. Swanton bomb. That's just one of his moves. Kevin Owens is fun, man. I still think he should bring back the Steenalizer. That move was fucking disgusting. Also, breaking trending news.
Yeah, breaking news.
Breaking trending news.
I have breaking news too.
Yours actually seems important. Mine was just going to be funny, but okay.
No, do yours.
No, do yours. Okay, I'll do mine. The Undertaker has come out and now you're gonna fucking stop. Fuck you.
No, go. I'm
No, I'm done.
No, go. I'm trying to figure out if it's legit. Just go.
Mine's totally ruined now. I don't even. The Undertaker has been doing the Undertaker stuff. I mean, when would you ever think you'd see a picture of the Undertaker just chilling playing PlayStation? Or he has said on his podcast that he does not like chops, but would let Gunther do it anyways. And he has also said that he thinks Mark Henry's fake retirement speech is one of the greatest promos ever.
Facts. I'm sorry. This is.
What are we looking it up? What are we fucking?
I just need my laptop to load. I need to get the. Today, okay, hold on.
This better be huge breaking news. I'll check my dirt sheets. What do I got going on?
I think it's fake. It's fake.
Okay, well, what's the fake news then?
Why am I just seeing?
Oh my god. Bury the lead already.
somebody posted the finish.
Are you fucking kidding me, Meltzer? Fuck off. He goes on, says that the Wyatt Sick fucking debut is shit because now they can't be booked because they're too strong. And then he goes on and says, I think Mina Shirakawa is doing a fantastic job because she's showing. Fuck off, Mel. Fuck. Why do I
It's
even read his shit?
Oh yeah, I saw that Mina Shakira thing. Basically, you just liked her
He
tits.
just
Congrats.
gets on every fucking thing WWE does and praises everything the AEW does.
I got on Twitter. Somebody posted Ashby Elegance and said she was the new TNA Knockouts champion. That match isn't happening yet, so my bad. Because we don't watch TNA, so I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, what the fuck? What? No, she Grace showed up after her match and she took the title and knocked Jordan Grace out with the TNA title. She could end up being it, but we'll see. Anyway, we wrapped SmackDown, didn't we? That's SmackDown.
Yes, we did.
That is SmackDown. Let's move forward to a PLE Clash at the Castle. I'm sure Dave Meltzer hated every second of it.
All the people complaining about all this shit going on. Fuck off. This pay-per-view was actually pretty damn good. Even the tag match was good until it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah,
and I mean, you know what I mean? Like it was going good and then it just kind of fucked up. But up until that point, then all the wrestling matches, they were all fucking great show. Great show. Even Piper, Niven, and Bailey, they fucking went hard.
Wade Barrett, Corey Graves, Michael Cole on commentary in Scotland at Clash at the Castle. We're gonna open things up with what?
Fuck, Uncle Howdy, man, just taking over everything.
The first match of the night was the undisputed WWE Championship I Quit match. Cody Rhodes taking on AJ Styles, and
off the hop, the fuck off the hop,
which I was okay with because I knew that they were going to close the night with Drew in his hometown. It made sense to me. This was an I Quit match. This was a match, man. We both picked Cody to win. We were like, man, it'd be cool to put it down to AJ. Cody is going to get the win here. He isn't dropping the title yet.
all the people saying that Cody, like all the rumors that upper management in WWE is unhappy with Cody right now because he's not selling his. Right. The dude did a signing with Fanatics recently, sold 500 signed title belts in a matter of no time, and right now his merchandise at Clash of Castle was the best selling. So I think he's doing just fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Cody Rhodes is doing just fine. He is the biggest babyface in the WWE, if not all of pro wrestling, if it wasn't for somebody named Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
And oh god, I'm going a little off topic before we break down the match. Apparently, TNA has agreed to some select TikTok and Twitch streamers that they're allowed to stream TNA live and have it on their streams. It was set up by an individual named Mr. Santi Zap. Shout out to Santi. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Hey, Top Rope Renegades right here. We like TNA.
Yeah, we do. So yeah, let's talk about the undisputed WWE Championship match. Cody Rhodes picks up the win. And I thought this was just a really good match, start to finish. It was a longer match, but they did everything they needed to do to keep everyone like, oh, maybe there's a chance here. Even moments with Cody Rhodes' mother smacking the shit out of AJ Styles, not once, not twice, 3 times across the face. And I think the story that was told in this match was Cody can have his dark side. He can go to that dark place because Michael Cole said we don't know if he can go there. We don't know if Cody can go to that dark spot. Cody can go there, and he went there when he picked up. He handcuffed after he was handcuffed by AJ Styles, handcuffed AJ Styles to the ropes, picked up the steel steps, raised him high above his head like he was going to just destroy AJ, causing AJ to say, I quit. And even at the end, he looked at his mother, he said, should I do it? And he still hit him with the steel steps anyway. Cody Rhodes retains. What do you think of the match? What was your moments of the match? And then I got a couple things after.
This match was good. Coming in at just over 27 minutes, it didn't feel like a 27-minute match. Mm-hmm. By the time we got to the end of there, I'm like going, that was a quick match, but it wasn't. It was a full-on banger. It didn't quite reach that 47-minute mark where Dave Meltzer considers 5-star matches, but we were close. I'm lying. He gave the last AJ Cody. Has the star ratings for this come out yet? Anyways, not that it
No,
really
I'm
fucking
checking.
matters, but I didn't. I didn't like the finish. I really didn't.
Yeah, I
And
get
I'm
it.
not saying this in a bad way. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I love the match. I expected Cody fully to win this match. I just don't feel like AJ Styles would actually say I quit to the threat of getting smashed with the steps. AEW, and this is probably the only props I'm going to give. Well, actually, no, they had a couple of good promos on Dynamite, but I'm going to give props to this. The I Quit match between Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. He got the first shot in with the bat, and then the second one is what made Christian Cage quit.
Yeah.
I think they should have kind of went something similar because I just don't feel like AJ Styles would actually quit over just getting hit by the steps.
I actually
But
disagree.
I do really like them showing the dark side. It's just a little tweak to go, hey, Cody could be a bad guy.
He will be. He 100% will. Even as I spoke about that Undertaker Chris Van Fleet interview, Undertaker said he's having a fantastic run as a babyface. He's going to have a better run as a heel, without a doubt. I agree with him. And Cody Rhodes is Anakin Skywalker.
Yes. I Quit matches just kind of suck in general because
I don't like
come
them.
on. This would have been better as a last man standing match.
Agreed. 100%. I said that before we even got. Yeah, it 100% would have been. But yeah, I like the ending, and I get why AJ would say I quit. He had nowhere to go. He was handcuffed. He was stuck there, and there's these steps about to smash your brain in. Screw it. I quit.
I'm not saying it was a horrible finish. I think AEW did it better with Adam and Christian. That's all.
I can agree with that. Yep. But big note at the end of the match, as Cody is walking up the ramp, Solo Sikoa appears at his side, leading to Tama Tonga and Tongaloa attacking Cody from behind, but he gets some assistance. Randy Orton.
Hey.
What?
Hey. Eyes up here.
Randy Orton and Kevin Owens make the save, helping Cody Rhodes. And as they go to raise Cody's hand, Randy Orton's eyes are fixated on one thing only. And that's the Undisputed WWE Championship, which he has stared down multiple times now. I think we're slowly setting the seeds for Randy and Cody, which could take place at SummerSlam, maybe. But we'll see. We will see.
That'd be one hell of a match, man.
It's a WrestleMania match in my eyes if it wasn't for Roman and The Rock and all that.
But the only issue with that is you have to quickly turn Randy heel.
Oh,
you can't go in. You can't go into SummerSlam 2 baby faces. That won't work.
In a heartbeat, you can turn him heel.
No. Oh, okay.
It's
I
Randy
thought you were
Orton.
saying no. I thought you said in a heartbeat you could have 2 faces going off. No.
All you got to do is have him hit an RKO out of nowhere. That's it.
I'm old school. I'm old school. A baby face needs to face a heel for a match. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. But let's get into the next match. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championship Triple Threat Tag Team match. The Unholy Union of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn taking on Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and the team of Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are going to pick up the hometown win here. They are going to be crowned your new champions in Scotland in their hometown. I agree with the choice 100%. Getting the title off Jade and Bianca was smart. They don't need him. This match was good, and as you said, until it wasn't, and it all started with a slip on the top rope from Jade Cargill as she went to do a springboard move, slipped, fell down, and everything seemed to be a little off from there. I'll let you take it from here.
So everybody's right after the match. Oh, how stupid! They're just putting the title on Alba and Isla because of what happened to Alba's mom. All that shit. Fuck off. Honestly, you shouldn't like. That's just making light of this situation. They're not doing it for that reason. They're doing it for the reason that actually matters is that Jade and Bianca, they had to get the titles off them. And because you can't have the titles on both of them because you need that matchup between the both of them at some point. And you got to start building to it and you got to make it happen. They got to lose the titles and then they have to slowly set the seeds of the turn on one of them, probably Bianca turning heel. And then get the match between the two of them. As for the botch,
do you think Bianca should be? You think Bianca should be the one to turn heel?
Yes. Bianca's been faced for way too long.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
So anyways, nonetheless, that botch on the top, and actually, if you go back to the start of the AJ Cody match, you can almost see the ref telling AJ about the ropes, like they seemed loose. There's a point right at the start of the match where the ref's looking at AJ and he pulls on the rope down to kind of show him the slack in it because he knows AJ's phenomenal forearm move, right? So, and speaking of that match, that spot, I'm going back to that match now. That spot with the chair on the going for the phenomenal forearm with the chair to the head into the
It was
dude.
good.
Whoever wrote that spot deserves a raise. It was probably Bruce because Bruce is the best. But or Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes is still kicking around, right? Yeah. Anyways,
He's backstage.
Nonetheless, back to the botch of Jade Cargill. We'll get to it in the main event as well. It does seem like the ropes were a little looser than usual because there was multiple rope issues in this whole pay-per-view. That botch kind of fucked everything up. And kudos to Cargill because she rolled through it. And I feel like Shayna didn't know what to do as well. Like everyone's pinning it on Jade, but it looked like Shayna didn't know what to do. And then Bianca didn't know what to do. And then Isla didn't know what to do. And it just kind of snowballed because I was like, fuck, right? We missed our spot. And yeah, it is what it is. They got to the finish. Man, that finish was kind of so, another thing going back looking at it. Apparently, and I've watched match again because I wanted to see it, and I didn't fully see it, but apparently Jade gave 3 very stiff kicks to Shayna, and everybody thinks Shayna gave her a receipt and actually trying to choke her out. That's why she had the tap because she was probably just trying to say, "Hey, a little tight. Hey, a little tight," and it looked like Shayna did have it in pretty deep. So, yeah, it just kind of got fucked up from that point. But up to that point, that match was going really well, and it was a lot of fun. And I love the fact that they did the proper way by having it kind of like tornado style.
Yeah, that is the correct way to do things. What we got up next is the Intercontinental Championship match. It is Sami Zayn defending against Chad Gable, Otis and Maxine Dupree ringside with Chad. Sami Zayn retains his title here with a haluva kick, and there was a lot of stories. I'll be honest, didn't really like the match. I didn't. It was my least favorite match of the night.
Really?
Yeah, mainly because no, I'm lying. It's not my least favorite. The tag team match was. My bad.
Like I said, the tag team match was good until it was bad.
There was a lot of story with the Alpha Academy in this one.
I said this on the last show. Pay-per-view matches, because the work in the match itself was phenomenal. You got 2 very good fucking wrestlers in that ring. And I said this on the last time they did this on pay-per-view. You shouldn't have this storyline going on during the pay-per-view match. You should have it before, after, whatever, after the finish, or it leads to the finish. But in the middle of the match, slowing that momentum of these 2 guys, it just kills the match. If you take that away, it's a great match. You have it in there. I felt it was a little. It slowed it down too much, and it was already a slow, methodical match to begin with. I mean, so it just kind of killed that momentum halfway through the match. I didn't like it. That part. The match itself was fine. They wrestled. They fucking great wrestling, but bad having that story. It's just for a big title match, you don't want that shit happening. It leads to the finish, or it's after the finish, but throwing it in the middle is weird.
Yeah, so that did happen with Otis getting in the way of Chad Gable, Gable telling Otis and Maxine what to do. They don't oblige. End up getting to a point where Chad is thrown into Maxine's hurt leg, taking Maxine down. Otis carries her away. Chad gets in the ring. He eats a haluva kick. 1, 2, 3. Match is over. He said storyline was you said it best. They blended the storyline a little too much in this match for my liking. When the match itself actually could have been a fantastic match if they just would have went for it. But that is that. Chad Gable was left in the ring just staring off into the distance with a look of disappointment on his face. And we will get to Monday Night Raw in just a minute. Up next was the WWE Women's Championship match. Bayley defending against Piper Niven. Bayley retains as we expected. This match was okay. Piper is okay. Bayley is great, and she did her best, I think, in this match with Piper. Piper, the hometown hero, trying to pick up the win, but it still felt like Bayley was more over than Piper in her hometown.
And right off the top, we got Bayley chants.
My favorite Bayley chant. My favorite chant, really. Honestly, it might be my favorite chant. The Bayley chant.
Yeah.
The finish
But
was a
here's
crucifix
the
bomb roll up type thing. So that was
which
interesting.
it was kind of cool actually looking.
That
And
was a good roll up.
Piper sold it well because it's not a full roll up because it was a bit of a crucifix slam into the pin. And Piper's a large girl, and for her to get her momentum and help Bayley pull off that, it looked great. The finish looked great.
Undertaker said this best when I was listening earlier. He said, with the bigger individuals, you have to get creative in ways to get the finish. Like he said, am I going to get Great Khali or up for a last ride or a pile driver? No, that's why I came up with the Hell's Gate to have a submission mover to tap him out. In this instant, Bayley had to get creative. It's going to be tough for Bayley to hit a Bayley to belly on Piper Niven. Piper's a bigger woman. You got to get creative with it. And she did, and she picked up the win.
So the big thing here, though, is Chelsea Green again being Chelsea Green. I love the fact that she got kicked out of the match because Bayley touched her, and she went up and like, "Hey, ref, she touched me. Kick her out. You're not even in the fucking match, Chelsea. What the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here." And then she comes back with the luchador mask on, and Chelsea's a gem, man. She's involved in everything. Like I said, she's on TV a lot because she's fun, and the Trips know that. Trips knows that Chelsea Green is just that fun character to have out there all the time.
Coming back with the lucha mask was great. Matt Cardona posted a picture of him wearing the mask thing. So this is how I get back to WWE. So I thought it's pretty funny. Anything else with this match before we get into the main event?
I love Bayley.
Yep, that's fair. It's fair.
I do. She is the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
We'll have that argument a different day. Not doing it again. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest defending against Drew McIntyre. I do this when we go through all the matches. Damian retains here. And there was some stuff in this match. Let's go ahead and talk about Damian getting his foot caught in the ropes. And it looked sketchy.
So this guy comes up. We're watching Monday Raw. He's like, I heard that the whole thing's a work.
No,
I'm sorry. No, that was no fucking work.
I didn't say that. I did not say it was a work. Those are not the words out of my mouth. Stop putting words in my mouth. I said they're
really hurt.
Reporting that everything came back negative, that after it happened, Damian was overselling it, and that they were happy with how he did that during the match. That's all I said. So believe me or don't.
Who reported that?
I read it off Fightful.
Yeah, okay, there's your problem.
RK secretly loves Dave Meltzer.
Oh, fuck. No, actually I don't. Maybe.
He just reacts the way he does because he wants to feel good about himself, but he secretly loves Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez. He told me off camera.
It's true. It did happen. What, dude? How can anybody possibly think that he wasn't hurt? He was still limping on Raw. Like I've done that. I've fucked my shit up, and I know that limp. That's I'm not hurt limp.
All I did was read what I read it. I read it and read it to you.
I'm just saying you fell for it.
Uh-huh. I did.
Anyways, where are we with this match? That spot, Drew was so good in that. He went down, and then he got up, and he realized he was down. He was waiting because the spot was obviously planned out. So Drew went down. He was down on the ground for like 2 seconds, and he's like, "Oh wait, shit!" Got back up, and he's like, couple body shots, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And then he stormed around trying to give the ref some time to get him out. He's like fucking pissed off, and then that didn't work. So he got up there, and then he's like, "Well, I can't fucking win if he's tied up in the rope, so I gotta get him out." Like
professional.
That is thinking on the fly because a guy with less time in the business, less talent, whatever, less knowledge of the industry could have turned that match into a disaster.
Let's talk about the finish. Priest and McIntyre accidentally knock out referee Eddie Orengo. He falls off the apron.
Jessica Carr is in trouble with.
Yeah, we'll talk
Drew.
about that. Drew McIntyre hits the claimer on Damian Priest, covers him for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of Scotland counts, but there's no referee to make the count. And then a light hits the ramp as a referee is running to the ring, slides into the ring. Great camera work here, by the way.
It was Eddie Munster, wasn't it?
This individual slides into the ring, counts the 1, 2, and stands up. It's CM Punk screwing Drew McIntyre again, holding up the 2. Drew freaks out and grabs him by the face. CM Punk hits him in the nuts, pushes his face down. Eddie Orengo rolls back in the ring for the 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest retains. I loved every second of it. This is the hottest storyline in WWE, and they continued it, and people were actually legitimately pissed off in Scotland, which is fine. You wanted to see your hometown boy get the win.
But even in Scotland, CM Punk still found his fans.
He found his fans in the corner and was just chilling with them while some random dude just flipped him the bird in his face for like 5 minutes straight. CM Punk is fantastic here. I think we're gonna see him on SmackDown. So sick. We get SmackDown with CM Punk.
Bo sent him a text and said, "Hey man, don't show up on Raw.
Don't come to Raw, bro. Say less, bro. I won't be there. I don't want no smoke with you." The end of this, videos that came out after things went off air, Drew McIntyre was, of course, irate. Grabbed a couple people up. He grabbed Michael Cole or Corey Graves? Corey Graves. Grabbed up Corey Graves.
Got in there.
And then he didn't grab up Wade because Wade was pissed too. And Wade went on the post show and basically called for the WWE to grow some balls and fire CM Punk for this atrocity. And as you said, he must be still salty about the Nexus deal.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think about it, because CM Punk basically ruined Wade's career right there in that shot. Nonetheless, that reaction from Drew McIntyre just led into what happened on Monday night. But this story, this is going back like old school where kayfabe mattered. Because is Drew legitimately hate CM Punk and like all you hear about Drew saying is CM Punk's not worth it. CM Punk's screwed me over. This is personal. Like, is it a work? Is it a shoot? What's going on here? Like, it's hard to tell if Drew actually fucking legitimately hates CM Punk or if it's all a story. And when they start blurring those lines so fucking good, that's when it's good. That's when it's really good. This goes back to like old school Hulk Hogan, Andre Giant, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, although that was slightly real, mostly real, and then it was blurred. But nonetheless, this is old school wrestling storytelling where you're just not quite sure if these two motherfuckers just absolutely hate each other.
Yep. That's where it is. And that was WWE Clash at the Castle. We are going to take a quick bathroom break, but we'll be right. Welcome back to Top Rope Renegades, and we are going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. This was... Who's that in the background? Huh.
They're everywhere, man.
They're everywhere. This is the day where everything led to the day we've talked about, the Wyatt Sicks debut. This is the episode in which they do, in fact, debut all the QR codes, the clock, the tick-tock, and down to the date that was June 17th, 2024. And the clock in which you had saw from the QR codes, the countdown clock, ended at all zeros at the start of Monday Night Raw with the caption saying, "We are here." We will get to that. But first, we have to get through the show itself. We kick things off with several interruptions of some QR codes. We get of course, a good recap of the Clash at the Castle. And this is where we asked ourselves, RK, what's going to kick off Monday Night Raw? Are they just going to go with the Wyatt Sicks? or is it going to be Drew McIntyre to come out and kick off Monday Night Raw?
Drew's a quitter, so probably not.
What were you thinking was going to open Monday Night Raw?
I thought it'd be Drew McIntyre off the hop.
Yeah, neither of us were expecting the return of Seth freaking Rollins. Music just hits, and he is the first thing we see for Monday Night Raw. Comes out to a surprise and says he's back to get his World Heavyweight Championship back. Apparently, he's good to go. Clear, ready to rock. Didn't expect it already, but yet here we are. And he says he's going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Damian Priest comes out, welcomes him back, says it's good to see him, and he's happy he's back. He says, don't worry about briefcases and ladders, Seth. I'm going to give you a championship shot at Money in the Bank in Canada, Toronto, correct? Toronto. And Seth's like, you're joking, but it wasn't. Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, World Heavyweight Championship match at Money in the Bank in Toronto. It is happening. Very interesting.
So I'm going to start this off by saying probably one of Damian Priest's weaker talking segments. It seemed weird.
Yeah.
Why you would come out there and then say the respect, and then I don't know. I don't whatever. But nonetheless, the big thing here, and the question that I pose to you, is Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam a bigger match than Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest?
Well, one, I don't know why Seth Rollins would be facing Drew McIntyre.
Oh, no, sorry. What did I question?
I didn't hit you with the LA Knight thing.
Yeah,
Gunther.
Gunther, thank you. Why am I? Drew's on my mind because he's a quitter.
Seth
versus Gunther a bigger match than Damian versus Gunther at SummerSlam?
100% it is. But there is a way to have Damian be a big deal come SummerSlam. And it all revolves around the Judgment Day. It all revolves around it. Because if Rhea Ripley returns, which rumors are she may not be back for SummerSlam, if she does return, and Damian is the only one that stands with Rhea, he's going to be a babyface. Because when Rhea comes back, the pop's going to be insane. She's a babyface. And Judgment Day may be no more. And Damian's going to ride with her, therefore making Damian a babyface going into his match with Gunther. That being said, that was my thoughts before Burn It Down hit at the start of Monday Night Raw. Now my thoughts are Seth Rollins might be taking this title at Money in the Bank, and it's going to be Rollins-Gunther, and Gunther's going to put over Rollins. Because I think whoever it is going to lose to Gunther at SummerSlam. I could be wrong.
Basically, how I'm looking at it is Seth is just going to go to Damian and say, hey, thanks for holding my title.
Yeah, and then Gunther's going to be like, thanks for holding it for a couple months.
Which is fine. You can have, it's just at SummerSlam, the bigger match is Gunther versus Seth. And then the other match is Damian versus Finn.
Yeah, I mean, no. That match doesn't do anything for me right now because there's nothing to it.
There's plenty to it once they build up to it.
They'll do it right, and I can see it.
They're already setting the seeds. They have been for weeks.
The SummerSlam card could be fantastic. When you really stop,
there's rumors that we're gonna have Roman back by then.
The things you can do for this card, there's so many. So now we have Seth versus Gunther potentially. You want to pitch Damian versus Finn? They can get there really well. Agreed. If Rhea comes back, Rhea, Liv, cool with that. Dominic's in that somehow, obviously. Cody,
custody for Dom match,
and the title.
Match. Custody for Dom.
Cody versus Randy, maybe. Roman comes back at Money in the Bank, per se. Just speculating. Roman comes back at Money in the Bank at the very end, or some he makes an appearance, and then we set up Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
Do you mean Caesar Sikoa?
and either Roman can lose at SummerSlam. Don't think he will if this match happens, but Roman could lose.
No, you have Roman lose, solidify Solo as the new head of the table, and then create the feud. Like, build it.
Roman loses to Solo because Paul Heyman turns on Roman Reigns. Or
That'd be dumb.
The Rock makes his appearance, sides with Solo. Roman loses. The Rock's going to go away till Mania. Rock Roman at Mania, maybe whatever. Solo wins. Roman does not have his bloodline anymore. So what does Roman what does Roman have to do if he loses to Solo? Rebuild the bloodline. Jimmy. Jay.
Jacob.
No. Sami Zayn.
No, you're bringing in Jacob for 2.
Yeah, maybe Jacob put there, but if you
but that's the match that makes Solo big enough that Jacob can't overshadow him.
We are fantasy booking the fuck out of this. Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Jacob versus Solo, Tonga, Hikuleo. There you go.
Talatonga.
And if you want to get even more aggressive, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. There's 5. And who's the 5th for Roman Reigns bloodline? Sami Zayn.
Zilla Fatu.
Zilla's a dog, by the way. Look up his stuff. Zilla's fantastic. Yeah, this is me.
Get all the you get the Fatus and the Noise on one side, and you got the Sikoas and the Tongas on the other side.
Yep. Haku's side, and yeah, I mean, fantasy booking is the funnest thing in professional wrestling, isn't it? And I'm speculating all this, and I didn't have Roman Reigns going for the title. He's handling bloodline business, and then WrestleMania, you can do Rock Roman. I'm for it. And here's the crazy thing: you can do Rock Roman as one of the main events of a night, and you can do CM Punk for a world title match as one of the nights. My dream match is a triple threat match. Fuck it, do it. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. But I think we're going to get Drew versus CM Punk. Maybe Drew. We'll get to Drew in a second. Man.
They've somehow managed to make CM Punk and Drew the biggest feud of the year without a single match being fought.
Yeah. And guess what? It didn't even involve no title. Neither of them are champion. You don't need it. They're proving it. And just like if Roman comes back to fight Solo in the bloodline, the whole story, you don't need a title involved with it. That's how good it is. It's WWE's in a great spot right now. We went off topic with that, but anyway, we get Chad Gable backstage talking to Adam Pearce about an opportunity to become WWE Intercontinental Champion. He denies him and says, "You got to work your way back up." Chad accepts this and tells Adam to make him a match right now. And Adam Pearce says, "I got the perfect opponent for you. It's Braun Strowman. One big son of a bitch," as Pat McAfee would say. Braun Strowman wins. He destroys Chad Gable. After the match, Chad belittles Maxine Dupree and Akira Tozawa. He slaps the shit out of Tozawa. Otis sees this and he turns on Chad, but he does not assault him. He doesn't hit him, just turns on him. Made it pretty clear that he is leaving Chad, and we'll get to that more later. And we get the what do they call it? The Patastrator, where Pat breaks down what happens. Pat McAfee breaks down the Liv Morgan Dominic Mysterio drama, and he's shown Judgment Day backstage from the week prior, where he's talking about the key card. Where's the key card? He circles Finn Balor's hand, taking the key card, putting it in his pocket. We get that. Then we go back to Judgment Day in the background where Priest is mentioning, "Hey, you took that key card last week," and wants to know whether or not if you win Money in the Bank, what are you doing? Finn says, should he win Money in the Bank, he's going to cash in for a championship. I did love this spot. When he said it, he said, "I'm cashing in to win the championship." And Damian looked at him confused. And in the background, you saw the Judgment Day go, "Oh, did he say that?" And he goes, "On Cody." Just a little funny thing. And then we have Dominic Mysterio freaking out in the corner because he can't find his cow vest. Where would it be?
I got the feeling that we'd see how good Liv looks in purple pretty shortly.
Io Sky Kiana James, Zelina Vega is the next match. This is a Money in the Bank qualifier. Io Sky's got to pick up the win over Kiana and Zelina. A couple cool spots here. Zelina's fantastic in the ring, and I think because of what happens during this match, where Liv Morgan arrived wearing the cow vest, the purple cow vest, as Dom was frantically looking for. She distracted Zelina Vega while Io picked up the win over pinning Kiana James. Is Zelina Vega going to get a title shot?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, she's really been feuding with Liv recently. We get a recap video of Braun Breaker killing Ricochet. Just leave that at that. Because, man, you know what's funny? Every time I see that, it just makes me go.
You notice how Meltzer is hedging his bets. So a week ago, he's like, "Oh, I heard they're gonna use Ricochet one more time before his contract's up," and then this week he's like, "Yeah, I've heard that they're not gonna use him one more time." But like, this is how Dave Meltzer operates. He hedges his bets. He says both ways, and he happens. He goes, "Hey, see, I told you." If it doesn't happen, no, see, I told you.
Right. It's just the way he's stupid. He's just dumb.
Hey guys, Gunther's gonna win the title at SummerSlam. Next week, I'm going to tell you that actually he's not going to win the title at SummerSlam.
What do you? This is me
and
being.
And then if either happens, I can just go back to either show.
This is me being genuine because I've been dead set that Gunther's going to win at SummerSlam. Is there a possibility he doesn't?
No, he wins.
You think so?
Yeah,
I'm pretty confident in that too myself. But
yeah,
I mean, never say never. Anything's possible. What if Seth wins and then wins again? He beats Drew, beats Damian, then beats Gunther, and it's like, whoa! But the reason he wins is because the Wyatt Sicks, they take down Gunther.
Well, they already have.
No, they didn't. Sami Zayn's backstage comes out to cut a promo saying he's moving on from Chad Gable. He's ready to defend against anybody. Braun Breaker comes out, says he's next. Sheamus comes out, says he's next. Breaker is upset and says that everybody knows what happens when someone gets in his way. Sheamus wants to knock him down a peg or two. We get a match between Sheamus and Braun Breaker scheduled for later in the night.
All I can say is no one should run around calling Braun a kid.
Yeah, no shit.
Seems like a bad idea.
Right. We get the Alpha Fire Isla Dawn tag team title victory recap. They're interviewed by Jackie Redmond saying they went to defend everywhere. Everywhere. Those things are showing up on TNA, aren't they? I can see it.
I mean, they probably mean more over there than they mean in the WWE.
Sadly, you're not wrong. They get interrupted by Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, where they say, "Didn't we just beat you last week?" So I assume that's going to be their first title defense. Dragon Lee versus Carlito. This match takes place. Did we?
I wish Zoe Stark had more charisma because fuck, she's good in the ring.
Good in the ring.
Fuck,
no charisma. It's just how it goes. Sometimes a superstar ain't got the aura. Dragon Lee Carlito match takes place.
Don't fuck.
What?
Whatever. Continue.
Liv Morgan came down to the ringside again wearing Dom's vest to distract Dom. The LWO and Judgment Day are fighting. JD trips Dragon Lee, allowing Carlito to hit a backstabber for the 1-2-3. Really, this was just Liv Morgan in the Dom story. And Carlito somehow getting the win over Dragon Lee. I didn't really expect that, to be honest with you.
Well, Dragon Lee didn't have time to give him the Hearns.
The Hearns. We'll get to that. Jesus Christ. We get footage from backstage when CM Punk screwed over Drew McIntyre. It showed CM Punk watching the match backstage, seeing a referee was down, and telling Jessica, "Hey, give me your shirt. Give me a shirt. Come on, I need a referee shirt." And he puts on a referee shirt, and then we know what happens after, as he screwed Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. Drew McIntyre will be coming out next. It is announced. We get a spooky QR code glitched over the footage of McIntyre walking to the curtain. Backstage, Alpha Academy is officially packing their bags, saying they're leaving Chad Gable. Chad says you're expelled, and then he hints at wanting to enter Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre comes out to the ring. Doesn't really say much. All he says was, "Screw this company. I quit." Drops the mic, leaves. Adam Pearce attempts to stop him. They come back from commercial break, and we see Triple H trying to talk to him backstage in Gorilla. And I'm going to reference this when we get to it later. But I did like the part where Triple H kind of pushed the camera away too, just like, this is serious business. Get out of here. Drew walks away.
Man, all I gotta say is Triple H trying to insert himself in his storylines. It's such a cheap tactic for a writer that couldn't make it in the ring. Vince Russo.
Who would do that? Caden Carter and Katana Chance defeat Damage Control's Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane.
Hold up. I'm done making jokes. That was fucking good.
Yeah.
Did not see that comment at all, actually. I thought he would just go off on some kind of tyrant, but he just came out and said CM Punk.
Well, if you watch some of this, I actually blocked a couple accounts on TikTok and Twitter that I had followed for a while. Because I thought that the reactions were fun to watch for things and they seem entertaining, but then they've started to get really annoying to me, and they got really annoying with their reaction to this when Drew quit. Like, come on, guys. If you're acting, that's fine. But the reaction was one of the individuals in this has a legit hatred for CM Punk. Like, it's bad, and also has an obsessive love with Jack Perry. So you know where I'm going with this, right? It's weird. And apparently if you like CM Punk, you're racist. So that's a thing too in this individual's minds. I had to block him. It was getting too annoying because when Drew said he quit, she's like, I didn't want to say she, but it's a she.
Is her name Beta?
No. Quit. Good. Go to AEW. Have good matches. Go to come on. You don't know a storyline when it's smacking you in the fucking face, you idiot.
That's right. When Jay quit, he went to AEW too.
Yeah, everybody goes to whatever. The next match, Caden Carter, Katana Chance defeat Damage Control's Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane. I was wrong because when they came out, I was like, okay, so they didn't even get an entrance. Carter and Chance, they're gonna get beat by Damage Control. Not true. Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane lose. But this is all part of the story because backstage, Io is talking to him and reiterates once again that Damage Control needs to change or she will change it herself. So Io's fed up with the losing. Anything with Damage Control?
Also, they're burying your girl, man.
They are burying Dakota. It sucks. Love Dakota Kai. What do we? Oh,
honestly though, Damage Control is nothing without Bailey. Like,
agreed. 100%. They were good. They were good when they were feuding with Bailey, leading to the title. It was all good. But now that that's done and they're on a different show, it's lost its edge and it sucks. But it also just shows how great Bailey is. I actually watched their the Damage Control when I think it was SummerSlam in Nashville when Bailey returned with the music, and then Kairi.
How
and
fucking
so
over
cool.
was that reaction? How
so
over
cool.
was that?
So cool. The fans love Bailey. We love Bailey. Everybody loves Bailey. It's just Bailey. She was made for the business. She was a fan. I love Bailey's story. So yeah, we love Bailey. We love Bailey. So does Brutus Creed.
Booty.
Bailey and Nia Jax booty. Whoa. Sheamus, Braun Breaker.
Honestly, they should fire him for saying that shit, man.
No, Nia Jax actually was like, thanks, Brutus. I love you. Sheamus and Braun Breaker.
People want to jump on people for fucking everything.
Yeah.
Man.
Anything that works.
He clearly has an inside joke with the two of them.
Yeah.
And he's not stupid.
No. Sheamus and Braun Breaker have their match. It's a Sheamus win via DQ. Ludwig Kaiser appeared to attack Sheamus, leading to the disqualification. They were putting on a really good match. Braun went for his jump to the top of the turnbuckle, go for the Hurricane Rana flex thing. He botched it. He slipped, but he recovered really well. And in my mind, go ahead.
So normally, as I told you last week, Braun Breaker is only 26 years old.
Yes.
He's only been he's got the heritage, but he's only really been in the business on TV for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that could spell disaster for a kid's career.
Right.
Legitimately. Like he Sheamus also being the veteran, he helped him through that because he helped sell the botch into the next move. Braun got right up, kept on strolling, ripped off his straps, and he did not miss a beat. That is, you can't teach that kind of shit. You can't.
It was a great recovery from a botch.
Did not crumble under the pressure. He just got right through it.
Yep.
If you want to go back and the tag match at Clash of the Castle, when the botch happened, everybody kind of froze. It was like, what the fuck do we do? Braun, botch happened, rolls right in the next spot, doesn't miss a beat.
Yep.
You can't teach that.
Nope. Recovered really well in this one. And so Ludwig Kaiser, as he came to the ring to attack Sheamus, he attacked him, but Sheamus attacks Kaiser, but he gets a spear by Braun. Kaiser attempting to do more damage to Sheamus. They're trying to get Braun Breaker away from ringside, and we get this fantastic high camera shot of Ludwig going to do his where he kicks their face into the steel steps, running around. You get a high shot of Ludwig going one way, Braun going the other way, and hits a devastating spear on Ludwig Kaiser.
Have you seen the TikTok of the Sonic the Hedgehog?
Didn't I show one? I showed one with the coins.
Yeah, the coin.
Yeah,
So another one did the
good.
Sonic the Hedge, and when he gets hit, all the fucking rings pop out of him.
Yeah, Ludwig got destroyed by that spear. Yeah. Sammy was on commentary. He gets in Braun's face. There's a shoving match, and we move on. I wonder if we're gonna get a fatal 4-way. They kind of. We'll see.
They're teasing it. It's not as obvious as what they did on NXT, but
yeah,
we'll
get to that. They are teasing it. Dom is backstage. Oh God, here we go. Dom is backstage looking for his vest, and we hear a voice off in the distance.
We had a pause after this because Kurt had it.
No, it didn't.
He was torn up inside of like.
Dom is living my life, but good, whatever. He's backstage looking for his vest, and we hear Liv Morgan off in the distance yell, call for him. Walks up and he says, "Give me back my vest." And Liv says, "Fine, if you take it off of me." I was like,
"That shit's not PG."
Are you kidding me? And he resists a little bit, but then she says, "Here, let me." Are you shy? Let me help you. And starts to unzip it. I'm like, bruh, oh my God. And he starts unzipping it. And Damian Priest catches him from around the corner. And he says, "Bro, I'm just trying to get my vest." He unzips it real quickly, takes his vest, Liv's laughing. Priest tells Morgan to leave him alone, and he wants nothing to do with her. Leave the poor guy alone. He wants nothing to do with you. She says, I'm pretty sure he wants everything to do with me. Walks away.
Yeah, that happened.
That's they are going all out. Karrion Kross cuts a promo. Karrion Kross is fantastic at promos, by the way. His match that was scheduled for this week was off, but he challenges either Kofi or Xavier Woods to meet him next week. But he specifically kind of calls out Kofi. Kofi and Woods answer the challenge in their own vignette, where Kofi says, "You want to call me out by name?" Woods goes to respond to say he'll take the match. Kofi kind of cuts him off and does all the talking and says, "You want to call me out by my name? I'll take you on next week." And it looks like in the background, Xavier's a little irritated and unhappy with Kofi and how Kofi acted and treated that situation. So we're going to get Kofi versus Karrion next week. Are we getting the split of the New Day?
It's where they're aiming towards. I think it'd be the biggest I'd like to see it because I want to see it, but I think it'll be the Miz. It won't be good for Kofi or Xavier because the two of them apart, that's going to be a problem for them. Yeah. Kofi's past his Kofi Mania stage. I don't think either of them can be on their own.
No, and in the story was simply Karrion basically saying, "What about you, Woods? Kofi had Kofi Mania. Big E got the world title. What about you? You ain't got anything." We'll see what happens. And then we get an announcement. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Michael Cole makes an announcement. Drew McIntyre has deactivated all of his social media accounts.
That shit's good.
His.
Are they still deactivated?
I am double checking. myself just to make sure. Breaking news: JJ Redick's the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. If you care about NBA, where is it? Pat McAfee tweets way too much. I can't even find his Twitter. You can't find his Twitter anymore. So yeah, they're still deactivated. His Instagram, or no, TikTok was not deactivated last I checked. But you know what? Let's give her a look-see. Drew.
I really hope people don't tune into this exact spot where we're just sitting here.
It's all good. Drew's TikTok still there. He hasn't put anything on TikTok, but I knew his Twitter and Instagram were deactivated. The main event of the night.
Does TikTok even have a deactivate button where you can just pause it, or is it like fully delete and you gotta restart?
It's probably full delete. Up next, Money in the Bank qualifier, the main event. Jey Uso taking on Rey Mysterio and Finn Balor. Jey Uso is going to pick up the win to advance to Money in the Bank. This was actually a pretty good match. I mean, Rey Mysterio got a lot of offense over both of them. The finish was really good.
Oh, dude, that finish was sweet. The coup de grace into the fucking Jay waiting for the Uso splash. It was good. Man, why does WWE do this? I hate this. We had 2 commercials in that match.
I mean,
it's a 60-minute match. You really have to have 2 commercials in it?
Yeah, right. I mean,
it just one commercial is fine. 2 breaks it up too much, and it kind of takes away from the match. I wish they could. Well, actually, wait. They're going to Netflix. That's not going to be a problem anymore. But
I still wonder about the Netflix thing. Are we sure it's not gonna?
Well, no. So when I'm trying to think, when I watch Rampage or Collision on TSN, it's not a live. It's a live feed, and I can't watch it back, but it's the full feed with no commercials. So you don't go when they say we're going to picture in picture, it stays with the full match, and you still hear the commentary and everything. It feels like a normal match. You still got the commentary. They still keep talking. It's still a normal match. It works. It works. It'll be fine.
So what you're telling me is we won't see any commercials now, or will they run commercials? I'm confused.
No, so Netflix. So what it is during the matches they'll do still for like the American audience, because international everything's going to Netflix. America, you guys are just getting Raw.
Right, but what about I'm saying when we're watching Raw, we're watching Raw, so it's on Netflix.
When we're watching Raw and it's on Netflix, even in America because it's on Netflix in America, right?
Right.
It's just they're gonna have special things going when it's a match. It's just gonna be the full match. That's what it is. And then those other spots, they said they're gonna create content for those other spots. But if it's a match, it's the full match. Commentary all the way through. And then for like SmackDown, you'll still get the commercials, but when I'm watching on Netflix, it'll still be the full match, still full commentary. And then for the other commercials, they'll create special content for when you are getting a commercial, we'll get like a vignette or something, or like a advertisement for a Raw or SmackDown or something. It's like they do it really well with AEW because, like I said, when I watch Rampage and Collision, you get the full match, and then when it was normally would cut to like commercial for other stations, you just get like stuff happening.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. As we said, the finish, Judgment Day, they showed up, of course, to attack Rey Mysterio because deadbeat dad, and they get ran off by Braun Strowman. The coup de grace onto Rey Mysterio by Finn Balor. Uso splash onto Finn. Jey Uso's going to pick up the win.
I sure hope JD, Dom, and Carlito all realize that Braun saved them that night by chasing them out of the arena.
Technically, you are correct. Because what happens next is the lights go out.
The greatest debut, reimagining ever in the history of wrestling. I'm sorry, it is.
The lights go out, and we just hear this. hope you can hear it. Yeah. That is the piano from Bray Wyatt's entrance. I got chills as soon as I heard the piano. You hear the piano, and I'm going to cut it off. Hear the piano. You see the door that Bray Wyatt came through at Extreme Rules. And it just, instead of like when Bray came through it kind of, the creak or whatever, this time it just slammed up wide open. Lights go completely out. And we're both like trying to look, what the hell's going on? And you see a figure crawl through. And this is Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross crawls through the door to Bray Wyatt's lantern that is sitting there. And she stands up. By the way, the mask, her mask, holy hell. You know what? I think it's best if we go, what do we have here? Let's just put this back up. Just so we can, while we're breaking it down. What do you think? So Nikki Cross's mask is all the masks are fantastic. But Nikki Cross is the first one you see. She stands up. She points to her.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna cut you. So when I said how they're gonna come out, they should come out as they did during Extreme Rules, and you're like, I sure hope not, because you thought that was a little cartoony-ish, kind of weird. I can't remember the exact words, but you weren't a huge fan of how they looked, because they were cartoonish. Huskus the pig looked like, and
they were exact replicas of the Firefly Funhouse characters.
So obviously the guy, I can't remember his name now, but he did all the shit for the Fiend, for Bray Wyatt.
Jason Baker, maybe? I could be wrong.
Like that. Well, actually, so anyways, unless good friends with Bray Wyatt, if you watch the documentary on Bray, he's front and center of that dog because he's one of Bray's best friends. He created all these new masks and get-ups for them, and they all look amazing. Especially Sister Abigail, Nikki Cross. Oh shit, man, that's good. That's good.
It's either
Nikki Cross, her facial expression underneath the mask just comes through so fucking good.
She stands up and points to her right, and the camera. This is one camera shot. We've been seeing it for a while with a single camera shot, and one camera shot this whole time goes behind the door through the curtain. Before we get to Gorilla, we turn right. We see a pile of bodies and the individual in the back left. That is the rabbit, rambling rabbit. That is Eric Rowan with the big hammer, representing the Bludgeon Brothers
hammer
when he was with Luke Harper, Brody Lee. And I guess on the back of his costume there is a skull looking mask, which was worn by Brody when they were the Bludgeon Brothers as well. The in depth of these masks is insane. So we go through Gorilla, and it is not the normal Gorilla anymore. It is dark. There's fog everywhere. Lights are busting, flashing red and red and blue, because this is the Gorilla we use for SmackDown and Raw. And we see more bodies. We see a figure in the corner. This is the one closest to us, which I guess would be representing Mercy the Buzzard. This is Dexter Loomis wearing the same gloves he used to wear, the serial killer-esque gloves. Before we carry on, there was somebody that posted, and this is long-term storytelling right here. There was a video that was posted, Dexter Loomis, when he was backstage with, I think, Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, because he was also a part of the Way in NXT with Indy Hartwell and Austin Theory as well. Dexter Loomis drew a picture of the Candice himself, Johnny, and then in the corner of the picture was a figure, and Candice was like, "Who is that, Dexter?" And it was Nikki Cross. And Nikki Cross, you hear her laugh and run away. So I just thought that was a little interesting thing that posted. So we see all these bodies. We see Dexter Loomis, Mercy the Buzzard, go through the curtain. We see Joe Gacy there. He is at the bottom with the gas mask, pig mask, representing the pig, Huskus the pig. In these shots, you have got to watch this whole video. I think RK said
I've watched it like 7 times now. It's chills every time.
I've watched it myself that many times probably, and I've watched people react to it so many times. It's so good. We see Huskus the Pig, Joe Gacy. We go through, we see a couple more bodies, and then we see Chad Gable with a wound on his head and blood running down. Chad Gable is dead. Rest in peace to Chad Gable.
Man, did the internet go off? I mean, how many fucking memes of the life of Chad Gable?
R.I.P. Chad. And then we pan a little to the right, more smoke. We pan up and we see just this. We see Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda. I mean,
The pop.
the way he looked and the way he just kind of like almost glided and floated and just was kind of the way he was moving his hands and very, not very Bray-esque, very. This was amazing. As he walks towards the camera, he picks up each individual as he goes, passes Gacy, passes Loomis, passes Rowan, gets to Nikki Cross, and then in this picture, as you see, picks up the lantern, says the two words, "We're here," blows it out. That is the end of Monday Night Raw.
But right after the blows out, the screen goes black, and then you get that quick flash of Sister Abigail.
Little
that was good too.
Jump scare.
The big thing, goosebumps, emotions, emotional. Just thinking, man, Bray would be so proud of this moment right now. His
100%.
vision coming to life. This is Bray's vision. This is what he envisioned back at Extreme Rules in 2022. Yes. This was his envisionment. The thing that hit me the hardest on this debut was when he first stepped out with Dexter and Eric there, or Dexter and Joe.
Yes.
All of them. When he steps out and he's looking up the crowd and the smile that comes on his face, he's just like he can
smiling.
He can feel the love of the crowd for his brother. And
there
everything.
Was I don't know if you heard the woman. You heard somebody scream, "Let's go, Taylor!" I was like, "Yeah."
But
his
the smile on his face, you just knew that he's just like, we've done it. We did it, Bray. We did it.
Their sister's Facebook post, Mika, or Instagram post, that made me tear up. Just basically proud, blah, all that. And and I wanted to reference back again. This is how good WWE is. They've been doing these camera shots, one single camera shots through the ring, through Gorilla. And the fact that they did this tonight, they showed Gorilla with Triple H talking to Drew McIntyre. They showed a good shot of Gorilla. This is what Gorilla looks like. And not even an hour and a half later, destroyed. And let's talk about the fact, shout out to the crew. So while this main event match is taking place, they're getting all this set up.
Yeah.
It was probably one of, and I think you may say the greatest debuts ever. It will. Whew.
Man, it's so good. The storytelling without saying a single word until the very end, and
we're here.
Just everything about it, the little touches, the Bludgeon Brothers hammer, the Bray on Bo's glove,
the one single glove he was wearing that just said Bray. It was similar to the Fiend's hurt heel gloves. Yeah,
just story, and you know what? The perfect length of setup, all the little QR codes, everything leading up to it for the last 3 months. The perfect length of setup, get the hype there, and they didn't drag it on too long. And then this, and just man, it's there. And now, however they do it, just sit back and enjoy it. Yeah. I don't even know if I don't even think I can criticize unless it's like hilariously bad. Whatever they do is just going to seem, it's all going to be an honor to Bray Wyatt, everything they do. And you can only help but think of Bray Wyatt throughout the whole thing. Jey Uso getting the Fireflies.
Yeah.
The love for Bray Wyatt in all, he's like, yeah, man, it's for my good friend Bray, man. Like, It's just so good.
He said, "My dog forever, Bray. I'm happy I brought the Fireflies back, but they can have them now. I don't want no smoke with them." That they have everything. They have shook up the WWE, and we get SmackDown. And will they? Won't they? We'll see. We'll see if they show up on SmackDown. It's possible. 100%.
I say runner for a while. Don't even need to put them in matches. Just have them creeping in the background, doing little things. Do like what they did on Pat McAfee. The lights just cut out, and you don't know what happened. Like little shit like that. All you can think about is like, what the
Yeah.
fuck just happened? What are they doing? What's going on? What was this going to lead to? So I don't think they can do anything wrong with this unless they make it comically bad, which I can't imagine them doing because Bo is like an extension of Bray. I can't see it being like even the stuff the Fiend did, even the stuff that the Fiend and Bray that didn't hit perfectly, I still enjoyed it, seeing it. Even that weird Jack in the Box lighting him on fire thing with like but it wasn't the greatest. I still thought it was fucking cool. I'm just like, oh, this shit's fucking, it's creepy, it's cool. I don't think they can do much wrong with this, man.
No, I agree. So
And not
see.
to mention they got great talent in that. They got Nikki Cross, who she's a chameleon. She's done so much in the WWE over the last 4 years, changing her character so many times. And she adapts. She does it so well, and she does it with a smile on her face. I guess is the best way to put it. Joe Gacy, I love Joe Gacy. I'm so pumped that Joe Gacy's a part of this. I'm a huge Joe Gacy fan. And his previous character was not too far off what he's going to be doing now.
A little psychotic, a little crazy.
Dexter, I don't know much about Dexter, but
he had the weird serial killer vibes thing going on.
But he looks
dark.
like a mean motherfucker. And Eric Rowan is just Eric Rowan, man.
We know Eric Rowan.
Beast.
And Bo Dallas, who is fantastic in the ring. I mean, dude was really good.
Well, it was the time there, like he was touted as a better wrestler than Bray as they were coming up through the indies.
Bo's fantastic in there. I mean, he NXT champion. I mean, believe. I mean, he had the gimmick that was really annoying for a heel, and it worked. You just have to believe. And I mean, people are saying, well, what are they going to do when they get in the ring? How are they going to, who cares? Let them cook. Let's see what they do. And
whatever they do with it, I'm here for it. If they go out there and they can be untouchable, I'm here for it.
Right.
I'm gonna invest myself in this story 100%. For me, I missed the heyday of the Fiend. I did not get to see Bray at his height.
Yeah, you missed that. The debut of the Fiend.
I didn't get to see it. I wasn't watching wrestling. I heard rumblings of it. I saw clips. I didn't get to feel the full emotion of what the Fiend was.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there we can just watch, and it'll just take you through the timeline, and you'll be like, "Oh wow, Bray Wyatt was fantastic." And I think Bo Dallas is going to do everything in his power to make the spirit of Bray live on in this story, and you're going to see it. So I can't wait. We got to talk NXT. I don't want to move on from it because we can talk about it forever, but we got to, and that is NXT. We're kicking things off with the 25-man battle royale to become the number one contender for the NXT championship. In the ring, before two entrances happened, Frankie Kazarian, Tyler Bate, Dragon Lee, Apollo Crews, Berto Carrillo, Angel Garza. They were the surprises for the match from other brands. John Evans makes his entrance. And you know what? I'm just going to do this. This
I
is the
believe
entrance
in Joe Hendry
that set the world on fire. Let me check my volume. Should be good. Here you go.
The pop is ridiculous.
Tokyo, Scotland.
Joe Henry's
I believe
going to
in
take the
Joe
same path as Jordan
Hendry.
Grace. Joe Henry's going to be a WWE
I
superstar one day.
believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is on NXT in the Battle Royale, and he's the first one eliminated, as we spoke about. He was eliminated by Frankie Kazarian right off the bat to further that TNA storyline. The winner of this Battle Royale was Javon Evans. What'd you think of that?
Sorry, Javon Evans winner. You know me. I mean, I know you're a huge Javon fan. I personally would like to see Sean Spears in this position. I get it though. Sean Spears is there to put over talent, and also he's a writer for NXT now too. So
we'll get to a little Sean Spears because I think that there's still something there.
I just really like Sean Spears.
I do too.
I think he's phenomenal.
You weren't watching when he was Ty Dillinger.
No, it wasn't. I do know I picked up on it because I saw clips of him as the chairman in AEW, right?
Yep.
So and I just like his style, and he's a Canadian boy, so I mean that's always a plus. And yeah, man. But Javon, I get it. NXT, I've said it a million times. NXT is a developmental territory for the WWE. Obviously, you're gonna give your young. Javon Evans is 20 years old. They're giving this kid the push of the fucking lifetime right now. He's gonna be world champion one day, I think, if he keeps on this path.
Yeah, I don't think
he's over his shit.
I don't think he's gonna win the NXT championship by any means, but
one day.
I know what you're saying, but I'm here for the push. He's got all the talent. He can talk. He got all the talk to him. He is still green in the ring. He is fantastic in the ring, but there's still some things he's got to work on.
He's 20. He's 20.
He's 20 years old.
He ain't fucking Randy Orton. So
no, even though he did say, no offense to Randy Orton, but I want to be the youngest world champion. Go, do it, chase it, get it, put in the work. So yeah, that happens. We get Carly Bright, Brinley Reese, Brent St. Clair, and Carmen Petrovich and more backstage talking about winning a shot at the NXT Women's North American title. Fallon interrupts and says she's the only one that's worthy of that title shot. We get an argument, of course, backstage. Lola Vice is training before Roxanne Perez, who said she saw how Lola stared at the NXT Women's title and says, I don't trust you, Lola. Get to that in a minute. Chase University, Duke Hudson, Andre Chase, and Thea Hale are congratulating Rich Holland on his performance during the Battle Royale before the Good Brothers interrupt and make fun of them for it.
That's kind of funny because it's just kind of like high school bullying going on there.
That's literally what it is. 100% what it is. Let's get to the triple threat tag team match. Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice teaming up to take on Lash Legend.
Hey, also shout out to Thea Hale for thinking she could actually attack the Good Brothers.
Yeah, she's different breed, man. She's wild. Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice taking on Metaphors, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson, and JC Jane and Jasmine Nix. JC Jane's still wearing that Cody Rhodes, that undashing Cody Rhodes mask.
So I pitched this to you during NXT, and it's right up WWE's alley. It's right up WWE's alley because I swear to God, this is a storyline that could happen and make sense. But she shows up on the main roster, like stalking Cody Rhodes, and be like, "I'm in love with you, Cody. We're meant to be together," because she has the mask and she's being all fucking weird with the mask, kind of like how Cody was weird with the mask back in the day. But
yeah,
I think it could work, man. She's obsessed with Cody Rhodes now, and I just think it could create one hell of a fun storyline up on the main.
We'll see what happens with that. Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice are going to pick up the win here, and a pretty good match. The main part is what happens at the very end. Lola lifts Roxanne's arm in victory, and Roxanne hits her with a back fist. And in my opinion, Lola Vice doesn't really sell it.
It was weird. I wasn't really sure what was going on because when she was down, she's kind of just looking up at her, smiling like,
holding her chest a little bit.
What are you doing?
And so Roxanne kicks her, gives her a little good kick before leaving. So I don't know. Maybe there's a little tension there. That was reported that there was actually maybe some tension between Roxanne and Lola.
Oh, so, if you go back and watch it, it definitely looks like a receipt for no selling.
After I read that and watched it back, I was like, She may have not. Yeah, that may be true. Backstage, Javon Evans is talking to Ava before Ethan Page storms in and demand Aura Mensa be dealt with and get his title shot after not being eliminated. So Ethan Page is saying he didn't get eliminated because
Look,
in the
I'm a
Battle
Def
Royal,
Rebel writer. I can write
keep
songs like that.
interrupting me.
Ego.
He's done. It is terrible. That is a terrible entrance.
Real glass. Cry me a river.
Ethan Page saying he didn't get eliminated from the Battle Royal because Aura
Not
Mensa
wrong.
attacked him. He's not wrong. And on Twitter, somebody tweeted at Ethan Page and said, dang, you're still in the Battle Royal. That might be the longest time ever. And he tweeted back and said, no, Kurt Hawkins has that. So Aura be dealt with. Ethan wants his title shot after not being eliminated. Javon Evans says, shit, we can go tonight, which leads to the main event being Javon Evans versus All Ego Ethan Page.
This is like, seriously, when's the last time you've seen a push like this for a 20-year-old kid?
Massive.
Like,
North,
and this push is different too because he literally debuted like 3 weeks ago. I mean, a little bit longer. You know what I mean, though. It wasn't that long ago.
He had like 2 matches on Level Up after he got signed, and then main roster. Up next, the NXT North American Women's Championship match. Kalani Jordan, the champion, defending against Mi Chin. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are ringside. Kalani's going to pick up the win over Mi Chin here. During the match, OTM's Luciana Price and Bronco Nima confronted the Good Brothers to distract the ref, which allowed Jada Parker to push Mia Yim off the top rope onto the mat. Kalani Jordan hits her split-legged moonsault for the 1, 2, 3, just furthering the feud with Jada and Mi Chin, and I guess Mi Chin, like you said, putting over the younger talent still. Wasn't a fan.
I don't know if the ladder match overshadowed the title because I found I'm already finding it a hard time caring about this title.
I think, and that's fair, but I think you're gonna be a part of it once it's Sol Ruka versus Kalani Jordan. That match is gonna be fantastic for that title. Now, will they be able to build it up and make it important? Time will tell. I don't know. We'll see.
I just think that she needs. You're probably right. She needs a good title defense to make it seem like the title's worth something.
And I'm not going to criticize your opinion, but this was only the first title defense. We knew she wasn't going to lose, and then
I know.
we moved
I didn't
forward.
feel. I didn't feel the prestige of a title match.
Yeah, I get you. Up next,
like when Oba, Josh Briggs, Dijak went at it. I'm like, this feels like a big fucking deal.
Is it fair to say that was a PLE event though? This was just a regular NXT night. You know, nothing special with it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just, for the first title defense of a brand new title, shouldn't you try to make it feel a little bit more important?
Yeah, maybe.
Other than just going, hey, we got a new title, let's defend it.
Up next, the NXT Tag Team Champions Axiom and Nathan Frazier are arguing because Nathan Frazier did not let Axiom know that he was going to be in the Battle Royal. Before Lucius Crucifino offered a title match contract for Frazier to sign for the NXT Heritage Cup, which Frazier signed immediately. Axiom's getting really fed up with Nathan Frazier just going after everything and not worrying about the tag team titles. And even on Twitter, I don't know if did I show this to you or did I see this in my spare time? I don't remember. It was announced that Nathan Frazier is having a qualifying match like in one of the speed tournaments. Nathan Frazier is going to have a match for the speed title, not for the title, but in the tournament. And he tweeted that out, and Axiom tweeted it and was like, dude, what the hell? Nathan Frazier was like, my bad. So, but doesn't this fit the bill of Nathan Frazier and Axiom though? Well, at least Nathan Frazier, they don't slow down. He's going wide open for everything. But he is obsessed with winning. Like, yeah, it's fun.
This was fun. I kind of liked how Luca's like, oh, it's not a bad signature, and Axiom's like, unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to split up their tag team at all, but it is fun to watch, and we'll see what happens.
It's kind of an inside joke when you think about it, because you know how tag titles are kind of looked at like, man, they're not important really.
Right.
It's kind of like they're playing on the inside joke of like the titles aren't important.
Yeah, we
The
don't care
bigger
about
the
this.
singles
Yeah.
titles are more important. It's kind of like they're playing off that a little bit. It's fun. They can make fun of themselves for that kind of shit. I like it. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. The NXT North American champion Obafemi comes to the ring and is bragging about retaining his title. In the background, we see Brooks Jensen being escorted from the arena. Wes Lee interrupts Obafemi and says he would exhaust all his resources to regain that title that he had to relinquish. Femi says Lee was going in circles and he was done, but Lee responded by telling him not to turn his back on him. Lee says Femi knew what he meant by the title, but Femi said he was more concerned with changing the record books and granted Lee his title shot. However, Femi says that if you get a title match, it would be your last time to get the belt as long as Oba holds the title. Lee accepts the challenge.
No, he said it's your first and last chance.
Well, yeah, because you're not going to beat me, cocky Obafemi. It's interesting. I'm not a fan of the stipulations of you can't challenge for it if I beat you type deal, because then it almost seems like, oh, well, he's going to win, right? But I was proven wrong in AEW by Cody Rhodes, of all people, when he was challenging Chris Jericho for the AEW title.
Cody was being a businessman in that moment. He did not want to put himself over in his own company because that looks a little sketch. Right. Also, Cody's a fucking legend. This is one of those stipulations though where it's not that he can never challenge for it again. He just can't challenge Oba for it.
Right.
So I mean, he could lose this match, and the next week Oba could lose it, and then Wes could win it back from somebody else.
Honestly, and here's the thing: I kind of want Wes Lee to beat him and take it, because I need Obafemi to go to the moon. The dude's insane. He's incredible.
Yeah, he. I'm not usually a fan of the big guys. Braun Strowman would probably be my favorite, but Oba's got it. He's got it. He looks dominant when he moves good for a big guy, but he looks dominant. I love it. That triple threat, 2 triple threats now.
Bangers. Hank and Tank meeting backstage where Hank reveals he was cleared for in-ring competition. Tank says they want a piece of New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Tavion Heights has his sit down with the No Quarter Catch Crew's Harley Dempsey. And this was him saying, we want to offer you a team with the No Quarter Catch Crew. Tavion says, okay, deal. Charlie looks at him and says, you run a hard bargain. Fine. Play hard. Next week, you have a match with Damon. You beat Damon, you're in. After Tavion said he would already agree to be in. So Damon versus Tavion next week. And the best part, go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
The best part was like Tavion going, what? And he's like, yeah, you got a match against Damon next. Damon's like, what?
And then he's trying to talk to, gosh, I'm spacing his name again. Miles Bourne, right? Try to talk to him, and Miles is, like you said, legally deaf, and Miles couldn't hear him. He's like, I can't. All right, got it. So yeah, still don't know what's going on with Charlie Dempsey here. Ever since he lost the Heritage Cup, he's kind of been weird. So
hey, it's the best stuff Charlie Dempsey has done.
Agreed, 100%. Up next, Fallon Henley has a match with Carly Bright. She's going to pick up the win with a Shining Wizard. Kendall Gray came to the ring with Carly Bright here, and Wendy Chu appeared. And it is not the friendly, loving Wendy Chu. It is the dark Wendy Chu. And she attacked Kendall Gray and tapped her out during the match. There really wasn't much to this match. Fallon Henley picked up a pretty simple win against Carly Bright.
I don't give 2 shits about Carly Bright. They're trying to build her up for some reason. I'm not seeing it.
She's a cheerleader at Minnesota.
Cool. Henley, my God, this heel.
Not a fan. I love Fallon. I love Fallon Henley, but the heel, I don't like Fallon. Heel Fallon. Not a fan. Wendy Chu, though, I'm a fan.
I'm liking it so far. Yeah. I'm liking it.
As you mentioned earlier, the Briscoe boy, Eddie Thorpe, is getting interviewed in the parking lot. In the background, we see Brooks Jensen being arrested. Eddie Thorpe says he's going for gold.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Backstage, Trick Williams and Javon Evans are talking where Trick is like, "Are you sure you're going to good for this match?" And Javon's like, "Yeah, I got it." And he says, "I'm going to take care of Ethan Page later tonight." He said, "Big push for the 20-year-old," and he's 20 years old. He can do 2 matches. He'll be all right. Come on, Trick. He'll be all right. Chase Hughes, Andre Chase, and Duke Hudson with Thea Hale and Ridge Holland ringside get the win over the Good Brothers of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows with a roll-up due to Ridge Holland kind of cheating a little bit. Just a little bit.
No, it's completely clean.
Yeah, completely clean. The ref didn't see it.
Clean. Nobody saw anything. It was clean.
It was clean. They're going to pick up the win. Duke Hudson was kind of eyeballing Ridge, like, what are we doing? Kalani Jordan is backstage with Stevie Turner, Ava, and Robert Stone.
I like Stevie.
Ariana Grace interrupts and thinks she's getting a title shot. Instead, Kalani says, "No, I'm going to give the title shot to Sol Ruka." So there's that segment in the book. Let's get back to Chase U, though.
You missed the part where it's Grace versus Ruka next week now.
Is it? I did miss that part. My bad. It wasn't in my notes. Chase University, Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, Thea Hale, and Ridge Holland are talking backstage, where Hale is congratulating Hudson and Chase on the win. Chase and Hale were oblivious to, of course, Ridge Holland pulling Hudson to the rope for the pin, but so be it. And as Thea and Andre walk away, Ridge is standing there with Duke, and Duke's kind of eyeballing him, and Ridge just pulls his shirt with the jig Chase U and is like, "We're Chase U." And that's that. So we'll see where that goes.
The best part of the whole thing was Andre Chase, like, "Oh, Duke, you were cheating, weren't you?"
No, what? All right, whatever. The main event, Ethan Page taking on Javon Evans. Ethan Page is going to pick up the win here, which makes sense because Javon Evans already had a long, grueling battle royale, and he had taped up ribs, so it makes sense that he was going to eat the loss here. Trick Williams was on commentary for this match.
He was already given the number one contenders match for the title.
Yeah, right. Sean Spears, go ahead.
And you even asked, is this supposed to be a match for the number one? I'm like, I don't think they announced it that way.
It was not. Sean Spears appears and attacks Evans after the match. Trick tries to make the save, but Ethan Page attacks Trick. Evans then lays out Spears and Page with a double springboard cutter. All 4 are laying on the mat. The NXT title is in the middle of the ring. That is the end of the broadcast. Kind of setting the seeds that we're going to have a fatal 4-way for the NXT championship.
I think those seeds were planted, have grown. It's a thing because, like, come on. The visual. It was a cool visual. It's a great way to say, hey, we're having a 4-way, because I don't think that's really been done too often that way before.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did like how they
think about it. Like the title in the middle, all 4 of them laid out. Like, it's a cool way to kind of announce, hey, we're having a 4-way.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to add from NXT?
Am I supposed to?
I'm just asking. I always ask you. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything that you have for NXT, or are we going to get to the greatest show of the week?
Welcome to the dark side. This guy's been giving me shit for shitting on AEW for the last 5 weeks, and he's finally figured it out.
I did not give you shit. But I'm not going to shit on AEW. There was some good spots, and there was a lot of bad. This week's episode, of course, as every AEW Dynamite, guess what, RK? There's an overrun. They present that, and the first match would be contested with 0 commercial breaks, and that was MJF versus Rush. This match. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. I'm confused why your biggest star, MJF. I think he's the biggest star in AEW, right? Is that fair? It's him or Ospreay.
Yes.
It's him or Ospreay.
I don't know. I think MJF, because MJF has been built from ground up in AEW.
Yeah.
He's your biggest star. He's a homegrown talent.
Yeah. Why is he feuding with Rush?
So I said this during the match.
Care about Rush.
MJF's your biggest guy. Maybe actually, I'll throw Moxley into that. One of your top 3 guys.
Yeah.
He's not going after he's not in the main title picture.
Nope.
He's not in one of the 8 mid-card pictures.
Nope.
He's battling it out with.
You popped way too good at your own joke. Go on.
Come on, it's hilarious. Anyway, he's battling it out with the lesser brother of Dragon Lee.
Yeah. I didn't like the match at all. MJF wins. He beats Roosh. He grabbed the bull by the horns and got the dub. This match did nothing for me. It did nothing. If this
and also the commentary missed out on so many chances to say you get the Hearns.
The Hearns. I mean, there was a couple funny spots with MJF, and I mean, when they were going to do the chops back and forth, and MJF was like, "All right, I'm about to chop the shit out of you," and he didn't. Just smacked him. Then after that, it was kind of like, "All right, here we go." If this was just a match to get the rust off, ring rust, he hasn't been in a match in a while. Fine. Okay, let's move on. But we move on, and this irritated me because of the fucking idiots on Twitter. Oh my God, these AEW marks that want to sit there and call people casuals. I didn't put anything out, but I saw people asking the question that I was wanting to ask. This was a legit question under an AEW post. An individual asked, so it was Brian Cage, the Gates of Agony, and how do you say it? Hechicero, who is a CMLL legend, apparently. I don't know anything about Hechicero. They praised Max and announced that the EVPs had made the Forbidden Door match MJF versus Hechicero. Okay. Somebody in the comments under this post that made the match official on AEW's thing said, so genuinely, could someone tell me if Hechicero is any good? The replies are fucking idiots. AEW fucking marks that think that their opinion is fucking valid and matters and probably drink Dave Meltzer's and just bathe in the water. They fucking want to sip on Dave Meltzer's milk like they're fucking Homelander from season 1. And it just irritates the living shit out of me. An individual asked a genuine question. Who is this person? What should I know about him? And the comments are calling him, oh, well, you're just a casual. You don't watch wrestling. You don't know. You're right. Maybe I am a casual because I don't watch fucking CMLL. I don't give a single solitary fuck about CMLL. I didn't even know anything about CMLL. The only fucking Lucha Libre company I knew about was Triple A. And if you want to get technical, was Lucha Underground a Lucha company? Because it was better than all of them. That's all I got to say. And Triple A, that's it. That's the only one I knew. I didn't know anything about CMLL until they just showed up. Don't you fucking talk. I'm not done. CMLL. I didn't know anything about CMLL until they just showed up on AEW and they're doing stuff with Mox and the Blackpool Combat Club. Cool job. So if I want to ask a question or somebody, this is me being honest. I didn't ask the question, but thank God this person did for me. Who is this individual? And one, the comments are filled with, he's basically just as good as Bryan Danielson. Shut the fuck up. No, he's not. He's a great technical wrestler. Cool. How is that going to work with MJF? MJF's a great technical wrestler? Kinda, but that's not MJF. I don't even know what MJF is. He's an all-around just good fucking wrestler. Fuck this pay-per-view. It has pissed me off to no end. I think Forbidden Door is going to suck for some reason, for multiple reasons. This match, Stephanie McMahon probably losing. Not probably. She's going to lose to Mercedes, so she's going to lose her title. So Mercedes is going to have 2 titles, and then as she said, she's probably going to have the AEW Women's World title because it's Mercedes Moné, and she's the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread. Will Ospreay is probably going to beat Swerve Strickland because we got to put everything on Will Ospreay. Nothing against it. Love Will Ospreay, but fuck Swerve Strickland. We'll just go ahead and bury him. Let's see. What else can we do? Oh, let's do which I'm actually excited for this match. Bryan Danielson, Shingo Takagi gets announced for Forbidden Door. Cool, that's happening. What else? What else do we have? Mina Shikora versus Toni Storm. That's gonna happen. Cool. I actually like Mina, so. But let's make this CMLL fucktard seem like he's more important. Let's put. I'm going on a tangent and I'm gonna piss myself off because I'm going over myself. Ooh, hold, pause, breathe. So, Toni Storm goes up against Mina Shikara from Stardom. Not a bad match, right? Fair. Bryan Danielson gets matched with Shingo Takagi from New Japan. That's a pretty cool Forbidden Door match. Your biggest star, MJF, has a random ass match with Hinafucko from CMLL, and we're supposed to give a single solitary fuck about it. I don't care. Fuck AEW for this. MJF should not be having a match with Hinafuck you. I'm done.
All right, so AAA. AAA was where Rey Mysterio became Rey Mysterio. Also, Conan was huge. Was AAA. AAA is probably one of the longest running lucha companies. Period. CMLL does matter because Stephanie Vaquer, love her. Yes, I agree with a lot what you said there. So Stephanie Vaquer is getting buried by Mercedes Moné. It's fucking stupid. It's dumb. Shouldn't be happening, but it's happening. There's no way they're putting that title on Stephanie Vaquer, AEW's TBS title. Next, MJF versus Hechicero. That whole thing. Yeah, somebody asked the question, who the fuck Hechicero is? It's a legit question. Who is Hechicero? I know who Hechicero is. He's a really good fucking wrestler. The fact that not all the fans are going to know who Hechicero is a legit thing. You guys, AEW gave 5-6 promos, video promos for fucking Roosh. For fucking Roosh. They gave 6 video promos for Roosh. They gave video promos for a guy that MJF beat back for nothing. You get 6 you get the Hearns. How many fucking promos do you get? You can't give one promo to Hechicero to let people know who he is. Yes, not everyone's going to know who a CMLL wrestler is, so I get it. AEW fans are horrible for that. They think that all they know wrestling better than anybody. Your company's only been around for 5 years. You don't know shit. And before that, you were a WWE Mark II, so fuck off. Don't tell me you watched. Oh, I was a New Japan fan. Fuck, most people didn't know what New Japan was until AEW showed up. So it is what it is. WWE will forever be the biggest company in wrestling, period. It is a foregone conclusion. Nobody's ever going to top WWE. It's not possible. So fans that want to branch out and watch different kind of wrestling, want to learn more. Hell, I didn't really watch AEW until recently. I watched matches here and there. I'm like, oh shit, they're putting on banner matches. One of my favorite matches of all time. I've said this before. I'll say it again. One of my favorite matches of all time is the cage match between the Young Bucks and Ray Fenix and Penta. One of my favorite matches of all time. That being said, again, AEW could afford to do one promo on Hechicero to let the American fans know who the fuck he is. Because you gave 6 to Roosh. You get the Hearns. We heard that for 6 fucking weeks straight. You get the Hearns. And then MJF comes back and you have MJF beat him, which he should because MJF is just that much better than Dragon Lee's shitty little brother. So, nonetheless, Stephanie Vaquer, you're going to bury her with Mercedes Moné. Good job. And then all you guys are going, oh, Joe Hendry, they eliminated him right away. Yeah, you're going to bury CMLL's triple champion with Mercedes Moné. So, yeah, it happens in all companies. You're not going to put over the other company's star. WWE's not going to do it. AEW's not going to do it. AEW thinks they're so hot shit that they've held on to the New Japan Pro Wrestling's world title for the last 6 fucking months, or 5 or 4, whenever Jon Moxley won it. thank God Naito's going to win it back at Forbidden Door. If it doesn't happen, then AEW's really just shit the bed completely and don't think they're just hot shit. The numbers for AEW this week have not been released. Why is that? Are the numbers really that fucking bad this week that Tony Khan has done everything in his power to not have those numbers released? What's the story there? Why have they not? NXT's numbers have been released. Let's see Dynamite's numbers. So, anyways,
All right. I apologize for my tangent. I went off on a run, and I apologize. I took off my AEW shirt and threw it. No offense to FTR, love them, but I put on a actual company shirt because I couldn't be stand to wear that after the bullshit I just had to sit through. So anyway,
but in
MJF.
conclusion, Kurt's not wrong. This Forbidden Door is not shaping up to be a good Forbidden Door.
The matches will probably be really fucking good,
especially
though.
considering what we got last year with Will Ospreay versus Omega.
We're not
Ain't
topping
topping
that.
that shit.
Mm-mm.
The two matches I'm looking forward to, only two matches I 100% is invested in, is Shingo Takagi
Yep, Bryan Danielson.
versus Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley versus Naito. Why? Because those are two true Forbidden Door matches.
Not
What?
not Ospreay Swerve.
No, not really.
Really? I'm pretty invested after the promo.
I'm not on Swerve like you are, man.
But, all right, that's fair. Backstage, Kyle O'Reilly.
I'm sorry if you're gonna have a Forbidden Door pay-per-view, let's have Forbidden Door pay-per-view.
Yeah, I get it. Kyle O'Reilly.
Honestly, they should be you want to make. Sorry, I'm gonna keep cutting you off. You want to make Swerve and Ospreay a big fucking thing? Have it at Wembley.
That's what I thought they were gonna do.
No, because they want to take the title off of Swerve because Ospreay is the greatest fucking wrestler ever.
Right now, he might be.
Hey, by the end of the year, Ospreay is going to hold all of 13 AEW titles. All 13 of them. He's going to have all of them.
Renee Paquette backstage with Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Dante Martin, and Mark Briscoe.
How good did Renee look tonight?
Fantastic. Mark Briscoe, who like last week was very fired up for his promo. Kyle O'Reilly, as Renee was talking, was just shaking his head.
I like it.
And then when they gave the mic to Mark Briscoe, he started shaking his head. Yes. Briscoe gave us 2 words of the day. One of them was vengeance before Jack Perry strolled into the picture and he told Jack Perry to take his ass on somewhere. This was just a fired up promo for Mark Briscoe being Mark Briscoe. I love Mark Briscoe. And my biggest takeaway from the promo was he said, today is today. So today is today. That is Mark Briscoe.
And Kyle O'Reilly, I will follow that man.
I will follow that man in a battle. So that match, they have a match coming up later. This was the promo between Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland up next. Swerve asked whether or not Will needed the help of the Don Callis family. Will said he doesn't need them, which drew some strange reactions from the family backstage. Ospreay asked Swerve what would happen if the kill shot he promised was just a few centimeters off. They get more heated. Nana tries to shut it down, tells him to save the energy for the match, and Strickland got personal by invoking the names of Alex Windsor and her child, Harry. It's Alex Windsor's kid, Will Ospreay's adopted son, whatever. And so now it's personal. And here's the thing about Swerve Strickland. I think we started watching a little too late for the personal side of Swerve Strickland when, we did not watch when he was having the feud with Adam Hangman Page and he invaded Hangman Page's house and did,
who's done that before?
Yeah, Brian Pillman, WWE. Swerve's got the dark side, so we'll see what happens and comes from that.
I'm here for it. This promo was good.
Okay.
This promo was really good. It does. I don't think Swerve is the guy. I just don't. Something about him. It just doesn't click with me. This promo was good though. You felt the tension. You felt the heat. They ramped it up with the personal attack. That's always a great way to get something going. Is attack the man's family. Always a good way to do it. That's. It's just I don't know what if it's. I'm not sure if Swerve's a straight up heel or if he's a straight up good guy.
He's not. He's a tweener. He's definitely a tweener because he's gonna do
This is
bad guy
where-
shit.
This is where AEW.
He's just over. You can have tweeners.
No, but you can. But this is where AEW I feel like doesn't have the balls to go. He's a straight up heel. He's a straight up face. Deal with it. Like they
No,
want to have all these they want
disagree.
to have all these guys. John Moxley, Blackpool
disagree.
Combat Club. Are they good guys? Bad guys?
I just think that's how it is.
MJF, good guy, bad guy.
They're allowing the fans to have their reaction. I disagree with
Chris
you.
Jericho, good guy, bad guy.
Bad guy, but he's over. They have a lot of guys that have bad qualities that get over, that are heel qualities, but the fans enjoy them.
They don't
I
draw
disagree.
they don't
I
they
see
don't
nothing
draw
wrong.
draw the line. They don't draw the line. I'm
see
sorry.
Nothing wrong with how the things are.
Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles. AJ Styles, clear the bad guy. Cody Rhodes, clear the good guy.
Sure, that's fine.
I don't want to see two in-betweeners going at it. I want to see the bad guy versus the good guy.
That's fine. That's your opinion. I agree with you for the most part. There's plenty of times where it works. I think it works for this instance. Because what are we? I mean, I agree with you. Is Will Ospreay good guy, bad guy?
In between.
In all reality, they're pushing him as a good guy, but he's the only thing that's holding him back from being a good guy is his affiliation with the Don Callis family, right?
Exactly. So cut that affiliation. Just cut it off.
And I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Why are they taking so long to cut it off?
I think it's about to happen because backstage, Don Callis was with the family, and Trent Beretta states that Ospreay just disrespected us, and no one does that. Callis reassures him that everything will be okay because he understands Ospreay better than his own mother. So I think that the seeds have been being planted slowly, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with the slow build. We see it all the time in WWE. Long-term storytelling for this breakup, and could it potentially happen at Forbidden Door? And that's how they keep the title on Swerve? I don't think so. I really don't. But
they backed themselves. They backed themselves in the corner. You don't put the title on Will here, it's gonna fall apart.
I don't think that's true. They can do it.
I do.
Let me phrase this. Sorry. The WWE could do it. AEW will not.
I figured out AEW's problem. They got to hire Vince Russo.
There you go. And bring in Shane McMahon. Orange Cassidy, Dante Martin, Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe take on the team of Roderick Strong, Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, and everybody's favorite, Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, yeah, who's Zack Sabre fighting at Forbidden Door again?
Orange Cassidy. I didn't even mention that match in my rant. Yeah. Pray for Orange Cassidy. The heels are going to take the loss in this one. This was just a spot fest of everybody get off your big moves, and we'll have the finish where Orange Cassidy is going to get a roll-up win on Zack Sabre Jr. What do you think of this match?
All right, so this is one thing AEW does really well. Even though the story makes no fucking sense, the people in the match make no fucking sense, they put on wicked chaos matches. They truly do.
Dante Martin, man. Woo.
But when they fully lean into, yeah, it's a 4-on-4 tag match, but really it's just an 8-man battle royale. So they do it very well. They always have. But even though the people in the match make no fucking sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the highlights for this was Dante Martin. He had a really good showing in this match. A lot of high flying spots. Dante could be pretty good if they get him a little solo run. Going for one of the, as you like to say, the 13 titles in AEW. We'll see. We get a Mercedes Monet vignette on Stephanie Vacor. She's definitely going to take the titles off of Stephanie. We established that already. After the match, Jack Perry did attack Dante Martin. Takeshita and Briscoe brawled into the backstage area, and Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. had a stare down. So Jack Perry, Dante Martin, Takeshita, and Briscoe are all in the ladder match.
That
for the
stare
TNT
down is going
title.
to be more exciting than that match will be. That's for fucking sure.
I pray that with Orange Cassidy being in it, it's gonna have some entertainment value. If it's just to try and hold on to each other match, I'm gonna turn on the PlayStation and stop paying attention to Forbidden Door.
Hey, Zack Sabre had the greatest match of all time last year, according to Dave Meltzer.
Up next, everybody's favorite. It's an eliminator match. An AEW tag.
No. Before up next, Roosh and Don Callis.
Oh, that's not even in the notes because nobody gives a fuck. AEW tag team title eliminator match. I don't really give a fuck about that at all. Ooh, Roosh is gonna be in the Don Callis family. Let's whatever. AEW tag team title eliminator.
But that's my point. Make it make sense. Why?
Because they don't like MJF. I don't know.
He just lost MJF. Like, he's a nobody, and you're gonna put it.
Yeah, I can agree. The Acclaimed taking on the Young Bucks, and for the first time that I can remember watching AEW, the Acclaimed beat the Young Bucks, so they will get an AEW tag team title match. Don't know when, but they
They'll lose. But they just
Right.
beat them, so they technically can beat them.
Yeah,
they should beat them.
You know it goes. The best part of this match was the pre-match, where the Acclaim come out to their music and Max Caster goes to do his rap, and the music cuts off, and we shut off Max Caster's microphone, and we see Kazuchika Okada backstage pushing shit and saying, "Oh no, I hit the wrong button. I'm so sorry, bitch." It's
I don't think as white guys we're allowed to do stereotypical Asian voices.
No, my bad. Cancel me, please.
Although Okada, guy's one of the greatest fucking wrestlers in the world, and this is what I'm doing.
This is what he's doing. Go to AEW shop and get his new shirt that says "Shut up, bitches" on it.
One of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and this is what you have him doing.
It's tough. It's tough. Samoa Joe and Hook and Shibata are backstage. They're going to attack the Premier Athletes in the locker room. They break in, but the Premier Athletes saw it coming. And instead, there's a letter challenging them to a 6-man tag on Saturday Collision.
Why did I like this? I like this. So I think I have become a giant Samoa Joe fan. I
thought you were.
I want to go
giant Hook fan.
No. But Samoa Joe is making Hook better.
There you go.
Samoa Joe is making Hook better. I want to go back to when Samoa Joe was doing commentary for NXT and shit and watch that shit. Or where was he doing commentary? NXT or was it Raw or shit?
Or Raw Smack? It was COVID. It was COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah. Either or. I want to go back because the dude can talk, man, and he's entertaining as shit.
One of his greatest promos was I think I've mentioned this before on the show, is when there's a bunch of guys in the ring, Samoa comes out and just destroys each and one of them, one by one.
I gotta see it.
Maybe have you not seen it? Where he tells Jeff Hardy to wait his turn.
No.
Okay, I'll play it after this while it's downloading. Tony Storm, Mina Shikara are signing their contract for the AEW Women's World Championship bout. Mariah May tries to play peacemaker, but Shikara wouldn't allow it and tells her to shut up. Where Tony basically says, "Do not raise your voice to her." This was all right, I guess. Basically, it was a culmination of Shikara telling Mariah May that she has to choose a side. Mariah May doesn't have time to choose a side because she gets interrupted by Harley Cameron and Saraya. Saraya saying she is tired of this shit. They walk to the ring, and Saraya says she didn't come alone, bitches. Anna Jay appears to attack the women. Shikara runs off with Mariah to protect her, while Tony Storm actually has the fight in her defense. Tony gets put through a table afterwards. So Anna Jay has aligned herself with Harley Cameron and Saraya, and I'm kind of okay with it. I love Anna Jay.
I feel for Saraya. She deserves better, in my opinion. She should be going after that title. 100%.
She won it. She's won it. I think when she when she showed up, she got it, and then she lost it, and now we are here.
You even said it You said it when we were talking about who revolutionized the women's wrestling. You said Soraya's probably like Paige was probably the start of it, the true start of it.
Yeah, her and AJ Lee really were kind of the start of it, and then the four horsewomen showed up and just took it to a whole nother level. But yeah, she was kind of the start of it. I think she showed up at a Raw after Mania and won the title. She beat AJ Lee, I'm pretty sure, or one of the Bellas. I can't remember.
I have watched that movie way too many fucking times. Yeah, she beat AJ Lee, or not AJ. No,
Nikki?
it wasn't AJ Lee.
It was Nikki.
No.
Nikki Brie?
What's her fucking? I gotta look it up. Nonetheless,
Alicia Fox.
No, her very. Are you talking Soraya's very first match in WWE?
On Raw when she appeared on the Monday night after
And
Mania and won the title.
Yeah,
look that up.
Paige.
Was it Alicia Fox?
No. Oh, it was AJ Lee. Yeah, it was AJ Lee.
Okay, it was AJ. Okay, I was right.
Yeah. So, anyways, unless
and then I went down the rabbit hole.
for some no, that's my fault. Because for some reason I was thinking Victoria, but don't ask. Anyways, nonetheless, Wrestling with My Family is probably one of my favorite wrestling movies. Period. I love that movie. That whole Rock promo in the middle of it, like that's the Rock. But nonetheless, I think Saraya, she needs to be on more. I like Saraya.
I like Paige. Up next, the women's.
I missed that whole Paige women's revolution thing. I missed those heydays of when they were changing the industry quite literally for all women across all of wrestling.
Up next, the women's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament quarterfinals. Chris Statlander taking on Nyla Rose. Chris is going to get the win here with a beautiful finish. She hit the tombstone from the top rope on Nyla Rose, or picked Nyla Rose off the top rope. Got her in the tombstone, hit it 1, 2, 3.
Chris Statlander's something fucking else, man.
She's fantastic. After the match, though, Willow appears on the Tron and tells Chris that she plans on winning her first round match against Serena Deeb this Friday on AEW Rampage. Spoiler: she wins, and then she will get her revenge on Stat in the semifinals.
Kurt just pulled an Eric Bischoff, giving away the Raw finish.
I did. I'm so sorry. Renee Paquette is interviewing Private Party, where they're interrupted by Chris Jericho. And Jericho, being Chris Jericho, hey guys, you were a little rude last week, but that's okay. Hey, I heard they were the CMLL guys or something like that. Yeah, CMLL guys. When I was a lucha, and I was a good one, I forget his name when he was a luchador. He said, "Be wary and avoid pile drivers."
That doesn't work for me, brother.
That doesn't work for me, brother. Perhaps that will play another match against Jericho and Big Bill on Saturday. They walk away, and Big Bill has his thing he says, I forget, and but it gives him a thumbs up, and Brian Keith just
and remember, you will respect Chris Jericho.
Yeah, that his one-liner, perfect. Hey, Daniel Garcia had a match against Rhett Titus, squash match.
Who?
But the Cage of Agony comes out to jump Danny Garcia. Then MJF comes down to make the save because he does have the beef with the Cage of Agony from earlier, and Henna Fucko. Will Ospreay then shows up to save them both, which I was like, okay. Then we have a stare down between Will Ospreay and MJF. The two biggest names, and John Moxley, so 2 of the 3 biggest names in AEW in this moment. Stare down.
Yeah, those are the 3.
Yeah, 100%. And then Ospreay
helps. Okada would be up there if they weren't making him look like such a bitch.
Literally. Ospreay helped Garcia to his feet. Backstage, Renee tries to interview Will about what the hell just happened, and Will basically says, "I don't give a shit about MJF. He was helping Daniel Garcia."
Yeah, so I'm so glad they did that, because I was watching that, I'm so fucking confused on what's going on right now, because I'm like, why the fuck is Will Ospreay out there? And then they backstage, I don't give a fuck. I was out there to help Daniel Garcia. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Little
but I was just like, why the fuck is he out there helping MJF? This makes no fucking sense.
Brian Cage interrupts this interview as he's saying held back by security. making a match official that Will Ospreay will defend his international championship against Brian Cage on Collision. That match became official.
I like it. I think that'll be a good match.
The
Big
main
power guy versus fucking
Will,
aerial assassin.
similar to the Shingo match, is that Will had. The main event is the Men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament quarterfinal. Pac versus Claudio Castagnoli. Really good match. Both of these men are fantastic in the ring, as we know. Pac picks up the win, though, with a cheeky little roll-up at the very end with technical back and forth on Claudio. I didn't hate the way he won it, to be honest with you. They went back and forth, and Pac got the better of him. Wasn't a finisher to win it, but it was a roll-up 1, 2, 3. Pac gets the win, and Claudio does not shake his hand at the end and kind of just walks away from Bryan Danielson. So, Pac. Is there
This was a good match.
Yeah, great match.
This was a good match. This was a really good fucking match. Probably, thank God they finished with this. It was actually a proper finish. And I do like the setup of Castagnoli maybe turning his back on the Blackpool Combat Club. They're definitely setting the seeds for it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Definitely.
come on, Claudio versus Bryan Danielson. Maybe that's
Banger.
his Wembley match.
Well, they had they had a match against each other in. I don't think we were watching yet. We were very close to about to start when they were doing the Continental Classic tournament things. Bryan Danielson and Claudio had a match against each other.
Nice.
Apparently it was good. I'm sure it was banger. That's it, man. That's Dynamite. Wasn't happy with Dynamite. Had a couple good spots, but the whole the MJF thing ruined it all for me, and I stopped really giving a damn.
Man, I want to like what AEW is doing. I do, and they have glimpses of greatness where it's just like, fuck, this is good. But then they have so much stuff that it's like, what are you guys doing? And it's frustrating because good competition breeds better product. Plain and simple. Like, if you don't have competition, you get stale. You get lackadaisy. WWE showed this when they lost the competition of WCW. 83 weeks of WCW beating WWE straight up led to what? The Attitude Era. If it wasn't for WCW catching fire and beating WWE for those 83 weeks, we would have never got the Attitude Era. That was directly caused by WCW being so good. Good competition creates great product. No competition, well, we don't have to put on banners every week. What's the point? Nobody's going to challenge us. We're the only thing that anybody has to watch.
Right.
So AEW comes in and they're hot, and man, they shook the world up. For 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, they're on fire. They're killing it. Their matches are everyone's talking about it.
Had a decent run at the start of the year.
Everybody's talking about it, and then
it's been rough.
And I was singing the praises all January, all February, March. They were killing it. They were just like, man, they got this shit going. They got Will Ospreay. They got Okada. They got Sasha Banks. How can they go wrong? Yeah, they found a way. And it's concerning. I've not really liked anything Dynamite. Like, I have not been excited to watch Dynamite in like a month and a half now. They got some good spots, but the rest of it falls flat, and their shit don't make no sense. And CM Punk is hanging out with the Good Brothers. Let's go
at the Wiener Circle in Chicago, eating some hot
Nice.
dogs.
Nice, shocking, too sweet. So yeah, AEW, get your shit together. Shane McMahon showing up actually might be a really good thing for them if that actually is a legit thing, because that's going to create controversy left and right, and that's good for business. And also Shane. That guy knows the wrestling industry. Don't sleep on Shane McMahon. The guy is a McMahon. He knows the wrestling industry. He could actually do a lot of good for AEW, in my opinion. Yeah. Come on. We got all these stars, AEW. Let's figure it out. Let's start with John Moxley and Naito, Shingo Takagi and Danielson, Swerve and Ospreay. Let's have some banner matches, and let's just get over the fact that they're going to bury Stephanie Vicker. That's the one that pisses me off the most, honestly, because Vicker, Like, why would you do that to a company that you like?
You're working with, trying to have a good, and you're gonna bury it.
Yeah.
The match will probably be really good, but the finish is gonna be Mercedes on top.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank God. Honestly, thank God it's for the New Japan Strong title and not like the CMLL title. I don't think. Don't quote me on that. I might be
It's not.
completely wrong.
It's for the strong title because that's the
So
title Mercedes
that's
said she deserves.
so that's not completely the worst thing. It's still you're burying Vicker. You simply are. Yeah, man. I'll say it every week. I want AEW to succeed and get better, but they're making it really hard to enjoy their product right now.
Well, you got a wrestler of the week?
Wrestler of the week. Honestly, man, I didn't really think of coming through this. Honestly, I'm gonna stick with this. It's Wyatt Sicks theme week for me and everything. I gotta go with Bo Dallas, man. You can't.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Didn't even have a match. Doesn't matter. He stole the week. You
Yeah.
know what? Can we just give it to the Wyatt Sicks?
We can, 100%.
This week belongs to the Wyatt Sicks, 100%.
But none of this works without Bo, 100%.
Yep.
Bo.
Agreed.
Show of the week.
Yeah. Show of the week. Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw. I mean, we know where we're going, and it's not even. SmackDown was good. Clash of the Castle was a lot better than everybody claims it to have been. I thought it was fun.
NXT continues to be fire.
Fucking Joe Hendry, most views of anything really. But
Dynamite sucked.
It's all about it's this. We've been waiting for this for months, if not a year and since Extreme Rules 2022. Really, we've been waiting for this to happen. So, got to give it to Raw. Okay, you ready for
what are we watching for next week?
Match of the week.
I say we watch it right before, like we just did.
I think that works perfectly. So I'm gonna pick off on Joe Hendry's meteoric rise.
Okay.
We're gonna go back to 2017 WCPW World Championship match.
What Culture Pro Wrestling? Do you know the backstory of What Culture Pro Wrestling?
No, have at her.
Their downfall is actually sad to me. So I used to watch What Culture all the time. They were the company that's the YouTube company that started like the top 10 lists for professional wrestling. They had a great cast of characters: Adam Pacitti, Jack the Jobber, Ross Tweddle, Adam Blampied, who is kind of been ousted from all of YouTube because he sexual predator type deal shit. But he was entertaining.
Why did you say it like that?
Because he's like whatever. Some weird stuff came up with him. But they had a good group cast. They were just a YouTube channel. What Culture was a YouTube channel dedicated to pro wrestling. Really took off for them. They had obviously gaming and then just like news, What Culture, whatever. And then they got the bright idea to start a wrestling company. And they did in the UK scene. And they were really hot. They had appearances from Cody Rhodes, Kurt Angle, big stars. Damo, Will Ospreay showed up. Will Ospreay actually just recently tweeted, bring back What Culture Pro Wrestling. They put on really good shows. And then YouTube changed their like monetization rules, and they classified professional wrestling as violence. So basically you couldn't get
it's
YouTube fucked What Culture. So they were getting income from YouTube based on a subscription basis and all that stuff. Well, then they classified it as violence, and it wasn't PG anymore. So it went off the they weren't pro wrestling on YouTube was not classified as PG. It was not for kids. So you had to, they lost all their revenue and they were not making any money. It went under. All the big names that I named, Pacitti, Jack the Jobber, Ross, they all left. Sam Driver. They do a show called Cultaholic now, which I highly recommend if you ever get bored. They do the list and stuff now, but What Culture went downhill.
Cultaholic? I love their list.
Love Cultaholic. I watch. One of my ideas for this podcast was because of their podcast they do. Fantastic. I love Cultaholic. That's where they came from. All those Cultaholic guys.
We got to go back to our roots one of these points and do a top 10 list again.
Yeah, we should.
Our roots.
But yeah, Cultaholic is basically a collection of all the guys that left What Culture Pro, the big names.
Okay.
They started Cultaholic. What Culture went under because of YouTube, the revenue share and all that stuff, kind of screwing them over, and it sucked. But
I'm not gonna smash on YouTube here because we're trying to make it on YouTube, but that kind of sucks, man. But anyways, back to match of the week, which we'll watch next week, next Thursday evening before we record. What Culture Pro Wrestling Loaded number 21, January 29th, 2017, for the WCPW World Championship. Challenger Joe Hendry up against champion Drew Galloway.
yes, I forgot Drew was there too. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that. And I didn't watch any of their pro wrestling things, really. I don't recall watching any of them, surprisingly. But yeah, they did some good shit. They had some great guys show up. Like I said, Cody Rhodes showed up. This is when he was released, and he was making the rounds. He showed up at What Culture. I'm pretty sure he had a match with Kurt Angle on What Culture Pro Wrestling.
That's wild, man.
I'm pretty sure.
That's fucking sure. A YouTube wrestling company had these guys.
100%. That's what they were. A YouTube wrestling company based in the UK. They got a lot of criticism because of their talents from YouTube were kind of like primary pushed on the show. The commentary was really bad, but then they got actual commentators in, not the What Culture guys. And I think the GM was Adam Pacitti, who's on Cultaholic now, who does the lists. Yeah, but I like What Culture and I love Cultaholic now. So yeah, really cool though. YouTube channel that got popular and said, fuck it. We love wrestling so much. Let's make a company. And it did really well until it didn't.
That's cool. That's cool. Leave it to some corporation to screw over a little guy, eh?
Yeah, it happens. Well, that is a wrap on episode number 11 of Top Rope Renegades This Week in Wrestling. And what a week in wrestling it was. Highlighted by, of course, as the background you see, the Wyatt Sicks debut on Monday Night Raw. We cannot wait to talk to you next week. Got a fantastic Joe Hendry, Drew Galloway, aka Drew McIntyre, match to watch from What Culture Pro Wrestling, as well as your Wrestler of the Week, Show of the Week, and more conversation. I don't think we have any PLEs coming up. Might get a little dive into with the New Japan G1. Go through the blocks next week. Predict that if we want to. See what we think will come out with that. We're getting Forbidden Door next week?
It is next week.
So Forbidden Door is coming up.
Because they're usually last weekend of June, I think they're on that.
Yeah, so Forbidden Door is on the horizon. A lot of stuff leading into
June 30th, next weekend.
So yeah, that is coming up. We got a lot of professional wrestling to get into, and we will talk to you guys next week. RK, any final thoughts before I play the outro music?
No, man. Wyatt Sicks all the way. Let's go.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Top Rope Renegades This Week in Wrestling. I'm Kurt. That's RK. We'll talk to you guys next week.